Weather today in the greater Cincinnati area.
I love you so badly, I could...
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
But the senator, while insisting he was not intoxicated, could not explain his nudity.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
I got maced.
You gotta show him some love, you gotta show him some green. The world's gone crazy and it's so obscene. You gotta know where to hide in the big machine. Say it sounds like TV on the radio, so push that sound. I wanna hear it in stereo. Do what you want, it's the will of the people. Nothing holds you back on that all-night radio. Ain't no love tonight in this city.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Video in, now we're doing it. We actually have a TV behind us. Welcome to the show.
It gets me going every time, man.
I am Caleb. That's what it's there for. Hopefully
it fires me up.
Hopefully it gets you going. We're watching a car stuck in snow right now. That's where we're at television-wise.
Yeah, I like this. It's a Weather Channel. What is this, like top 10?
No, this isn't Weather Channel. This is like
Weather gone
this
viral.
This is like Channel 13. This is just Weather Gone Viral. It's just one of those random specials.
I
this
like
is classic. This is the definition of Saturday afternoon, evening television. This is what they do.
This is amazing that this is actually network TV or quasi-network TV, not an ABC, NBC, CBS affiliate, but like a first-tier independent station.
It's the original. It's the OG. It used to be the Power, baby.
What's the equivalent in Chicago of this?
This is in Chicago.
Oh,
My Network. Do you remember UPN?
Oh yeah,
This
exactly.
used to be UPN.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. But not what was it? WCU?
WCIU Channel 26. That's KDOC out here. That's KDOC, or that's KCAL, KCAL 9.
What are the differences? What are the nuances between those two particular channel types? They seem the same to me.
I mean, they're just local. It's local syndicated television, and then whatever plays Svengoolie. Svengoolie is the standard.
That's a key thing for like a late night Saturday night.
Yeah.
Who plays like, I love the fact that they bring out like cheap horror. Because I remember that being a thing when I was a kid in the 70s. Creature Feature in Iowa. And the beginning scene was like a close-up of someone's eye, and then they'd put like different color like screens. It's a blue eye. No, it's a red eye. It was really base.
I always enjoyed gems that you would see in the middle of the night. Like you'd catch Dark Man or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember watching Psycho when I was like 8 years old.
The Saturday night, the overnight movie. And it was like Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, bumping into, I remember like from the horror side. I remember that like on Saturday nights you get like a good old horror movie. Like
got Dennis Banks on this commercial here. Fucking.
Do you remember the movie? Is there a 50s science fiction movie, Keith, that you actually think that kind of works? I'm curious because I have a few in my head.
I didn't really ever see a lot of fucking 50s shit. I've only even like the original Wicker Man I've never seen, but that's 70s. Right?
It's early 70s, like weird British. British horror, which there was a thing in like the late 60s, early 70s of British horror movies.
Yeah. Welcome in though, guys.
Yes.
You know what the show is. I'm Keith Paesel. This is my podcast. I'm here with Adam. We're going to watch TV, make fun of it. We're going to talk about a little news, some stuff. I had British hype beasts come to my work.
Exactly.
Do you know what a hype beast is, Crow?
What is that? So
a hype beast is like, you know the Supreme brand? Have you ever seen people in Supreme shirts and shit like that?
God, I don't even think I look at that, so I don't even know.
It's basically it's a hype beast is someone who wears like, they're always in sneakers, creased hats.
Oh yeah, that
clean
thing.
Graphic tee with like a fresh brand. Like that is a hype beast.
That's a style of dress. I forgot.
It's nutty. It's just a brand of human. It's the kind of person that'll wait in line for sneakers. Like.
Yeah. Well, when does someone eventually grow out of that? When should they grow out of that, you think? Or do they ever?
I think it's something you don't come into until you're an adult.
You don't have the money.
Yeah, you got to afford. Your parents aren't going to let a kid fucking I want a Supreme skateboard. Like, no, you just get whatever's at Walmart.
Exactly.
That's the road. That's the road.
But I'm looking forward to today's show, Keith, because we've got some good topics figured out.
Football happened. The Bears got embarrassed, like we, kind of knew was going to happen.
Although, yeah, I mean, they got handled. There's no doubt about it. But something, because the Vikings had played the Saints like on Christmas Day 2 weeks earlier. And I'll say with the Bears, if there's any silver lining, and there's really not much of
that, the McCaskies are all old and they will eventually die.
Hopefully sooner as opposed to later.
I can't even put this on Virginia though, because Virginia's she is a lump of human who has nothing to do with the team. It's George McCaskey, who's got a little oomph behind him. He's got a little age under his belt. He's not like an old man. He's like 50, 60.
Yeah. Mike McCaskey, when did he die? Because Mike McCaskey was a guy like in the 80s. Ago,
and they fired Mike. I remember when they fired Mike McCaskey. He was the GM.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was a part of that. He
hired Ditka.
I got to unload some stuff, Crow. So,
I understand. I got to get it off your chest, man. It's good. I want to hear the history.
So after the Bears lost to the Saints, I think half of the Bears fans were kind of looking forward to this loss because then they were just like, well, we're going to clean house now.
Yeah.
This is going to be the impetus of the change everybody wants.
Yeah.
So the Bears lose, and they have this end of the season press conference. And for the last a couple of days after the game, the rumors are like, well, it doesn't look like there's any immediate plans to fire anybody. So either something huge outside of the front office is coming. Like there was a lot of like weird, like ominous vibes people were getting of like, well, why haven't they said anything? Like usually you have an idea of what they're about to announce. Yeah. And you couldn't get a vibe of that. So they basically...
Because they knew they were making a decision people wouldn't like.
Well, and basically what they did is they told their fans to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could have just said, go fuck yourselves. So they basically said that they're sticking with Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. Now, Matt Nagy, you can sell me on because when he changed his offense a little bit and he kind of got the full play calling taken away from him, I feel like when he spreads out his offense to the whole coaching staff a little bit and kind of tailors it, it can work. And I think, unfortunately, you need a blue chip level quarterback for it to work because it is kind of a rah-rah run and gun. It's a lot of weird packages and you have to throw these precision deep balls and shit like that.
Yeah.
If you can put Nick Foles' brain in Mitchell Trubisky's body, I think you got a quarterback that could run this offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nagy, I'm fine with keeping. Ryan Pace has done nothing to keep his job. He said, like Dan Bernstein on Chicago Sports Radio said, Ryan Pace's quote was, "I'm all in on Mitchell Trubisky. We're going all in on this offense to make the team better." All in was something he kept saying. Well, you busted.
Yeah.
And the poker table that is the Chicago Bears, instead of making someone leave a poker table when you've gone all in and busted out, they're just giving him new chips. And they've basically
they're doubling down on this.
They've basically said, I know everybody wants wholesale changes, and from where we're at right now, that might look like the correct way to go. But we feel like we have continuity amongst the group, and basically we all like each other, and there's continuity. And look how we pulled ourselves up after the 6-game losing streak. Look how we all fought for each other. And that's what we're going off of.
That whole notion.
So continuity was their big thing. Yeah. We like each other.
Yeah.
And we don't want to hire anybody that we don't like.
Here's what else I think it might be going on there. Let me just interject. Because what you're saying, you make totally valid points. Totally valid point. I agree with everything you said. Makes total sense. But the idea, I think there's still this theme in some people's heads. Maybe I'm totally overrating this. The idea that, hey, if you have momentum at the end of the year, somehow that's going to carry over into the next year. It's like, 25% to a third of your roster is different. The team is different the next year. That has no relationship whatsoever. The continuity thing, I think I see what they're saying in terms of decision making. Then, man, you got to get some players in there. That offense lacks 3 decent playmakers. I mean, the Vikings have a better offense than the Bears. They do. They do. Bear defense was far better than the Vikings. The Vikings had a terrible defense. So that was a silver lining to the playoff game. I thought their defense at different times, they're just on the field for too long. You know, and when you're in the field, that's where the quarterback has to game manage better to give your defense an extra 5 minutes off the field so they're fresh at the end of the game and can do things. Like, they have talent on defense. They really do. They have decent play calling. They blitzed a few times at the middle and harassed Breeze, I thought. But again, you know, and that was a good play call. You got to score a touchdown.
They kept it
that guy's got to
7-3.
catch the fucking ball.
It was winnable until
Yeah.
the third quarter.
You know,
Wims dropping that ball. But this isn't.
they were
but
gonna
again,
lose.
we're talking about the front office here. We're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah.
First of all, number one, if it's not COVID, you are not making the playoffs. So I don't even think you can take making the playoffs as a win in this argument.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. It's not a win. They shouldn't have expanded it out. It should have
And
been 6
you
teams.
can't say, look at how we rebounded. Look at the camaraderie we showed after a 6-game losing streak. You shouldn't have been in a 6-game losing streak. The idea that you were in a 6-game losing streak and this guy who has gone all in on this quarterback definitely should have drafted Deshaun Watson. Mahomes, you can let slide because no one saw Mahomes coming.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson, you draft him over Mitchell, and you traded the fucking draft to fucking get him, to move up one spot to get him.
Yeah.
And then you show you're going all in. You say you're going all in. It busts, and then you go, well, we feel it's been good enough. He's learning on the job. That's a lot of what they said too. Ryan Pace is learning on the job. It's been 6 years.
Has he been the coach for that long?
The GM, yeah.
I'm sorry, the GM.
6 years. He had 3 years where he was the GM of John Fox, where they were pure trash.
If
And a lot of people don't count those years. His GM tenureship starts when he drafted Mitchell Trubisky. They said he has 5 years from now to show that this wasn't the worst mistake in the history of the franchise.
That is, I mean, here's another point I want to make, and you're being exasperated with that is totally accurate. You're absolutely accurate. You got to get rid of GMs. I mean, this whole, the Vikings have had Rick Spielman making decisions for like 14 years, and it's like, they're never consistently good. They have like a good year and a bad. They're good and bad and good and bad. They can't string together 3 or 4 good years in a row. If you're going to be in the Super Bowl, you got to have like 3 or 4 years, I think, to build to that point, unless you have some just incredibly talented quarterback and you can just leap that. But most teams don't get that. So if you can build a winning team, they cannot get momentum going. And I'm like, get rid of him. He's a rockhead. So this guy goes from the Vikings to the Broncos. They sign him. I didn't even know who he was, and it's like, how are you going to the Vikings front office? I don't think it's a very well run front office. They've made some terrible decisions.
They always have a top. They're always within the top 10 or 5 of defenses.
Well, I mean, this year they weren't because they only had 2 starters from the defense.
Yeah, but this year, they probably had a top 10 defense.
No, they didn't. They truly had they had one of the top 5 worst defenses. They only had 2 starters from their team on the defensive side from last year. So that's going to happen. This year is a bit of a mulligan too. So that's why I'm like, the Bears are basing a lot of decisions on kind of a weird year too. You know what I mean? It wasn't a real year. Again, they have some talent. Khalil Mack is an excellent football player. He's really good. I like some of their defensive. I've always been a fan of Eddie Jackson. They were exposed a bit at different times this year, but I thought they had some good play calling in that playoff game. But you're right. Again, we go to the personnel decisions. Their offense, I mean, they need like 3 or 4 playmakers. Allen Robinson's your playmaker. I'm sorry. He'd be a 3rd receiver on some teams, certainly a 2nd,
but I don't
a go-to.
I don't want this GM drafting those playmakers. And I just don't think I don't know how you can
agree.
I don't know how you can basically, because when
agree.
you're doing a press conference, you're looking your fans in the eye.
Yeah.
And you're telling them that this guy who has produced 2 back-to-back 8-8 seasons and a 12-4 season where you kind of took the league by surprise because no one thought you were going to be good. They didn't know how to play against you. Trubisky again only played. They've had, if you look at their schedules over the last 3 years, they've probably had easier schedules. Like they've really only beaten bad teams.
Yeah, that's always a sign.
And I just feel like what they basically did is they said, look, some of the fans feel like that we need to make wholesale changes, and that this season wasn't good enough, and we think you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
They basically said, we hear you guys, but we think you're wrong. They're perfectly happy being 8-8, almost making the playoffs. They know people are going to show up. They're going to make their money. They make so much money. Like 10 years ago, they took a poll all across the league of a unanimous poll, or what is it when you're not where your name isn't fucking disclosed?
Anonymous.
Yeah,
anonymous.
You
poll.
almost didn't know that. Holy shit.
Well, you didn't describe it. It was I didn't know what you said. Unanimous. I don't know what that means. Unanimous. I
said when your name isn't thing, and you were like,
no, I was like, it was anonymous. Yeah.
So they polled
Anonymous
the league
poll.
and they ask what team makes the most money and does the least with it, and across the league, everybody said the Chicago Bears.
Well, I mean,
I understand they look at it like a mon-pa organization, but they basically said, without getting too into the minutia of how they're a family that, most teams, Arthur Blank owns Home Depot, and he also owns the fucking Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons is a side job for him.
Exactly. It's a tax shelter.
Which is why he wants to just pour money into it to make them good, because if it busts out, he still has Home Depot to fall on. The Bears,
I don't care.
I think their budgeting is a little where like the McCaskey family makes their the reason the McCaskey kids don't have to work is because their family owns the Bears. They can't just go all in and fucking, we busted out, we'll sell the team. Although they could get like $3 billion if they sold the Chicago Bears.
That is maybe, you're probably right. I mean, that's such a throwback to Hallis running them, and like, I mean, they're run the same. Hallis was notoriously cheap.
They're stuck in that mindset. They've said we would rather feel comfortable with our bad coaches than fucking and then that's a vibe you got too of them saying like, well, that would be really expensive.
Oh yeah, exactly.
To hire a director of football opera, and then fans were even making concessions like, don't fire anybody, but make someone Ryan Pace's boss. And then this brings Ted Phillips into it. He's the president of the team. Yeah. And he's been the president for 19 seasons.
He's been there for a while. I remember being there
He's
for a
had
while.
24 different starting quarterbacks. He's only made the playoff 5 times. 3 Super Bowl wins, 1 Super Bowl appearance, 3 playoff wins, 1 Super Bowl appearance. He's just been a disaster. The last 18 years has been embarrassing for the Bears. And I just don't understand how you can look at that and go, Ted's done a great job.
I
Ted's done a phenomenal job over the last 19 years compared to what?
No, you know what it is? It is, you're absolutely hit the nail on the head. I'm sure they have a certain profit margin and they're hitting it every year. And they're saying, here's our goal and we're hitting it. And no, this is a business and we're making it. And it's just like, I hate that. You've got to do a better job with, I just feel like they're a very stodgy organization in certain ways, like kind of old school in a certain way of thinking.
And this is what they've done. Like, back when
does that make sense?
I just think they're stuck in that, like, like it's family, it's the Bears. Like that's what I was thinking about it today of like, why am I a Bears fan? They've certainly never been a winner. So that's not why I'm a Bears fan.
You did get to cheer for 1 Super Bowl. I've never been able to cheer for a Super Bowl.
And they come close. Sometimes they'll be
life.
on the bubble of like a wild card berth and shit, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Almost making the playoffs does not mean you're a good team.
Yeah, not having a run, winning a couple playoff games.
But I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm a fan of the Bears because it's the team that was in the city that I'm from in the most popular league, and they're the charter franchise. Yeah. And, I like the logo. I think they have cool uniforms. I like that they've never changed their uniform. I kind of appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And then I just kept saying the word like, it's, like tradition. Like everyone in my family's a Bear fan. And that's when I was just like, dude, they got me. Like,
exactly.
They know all Bear fans are dumb like that, and they say, fuck these meatheads. Like, they don't care if we're good. They'll bitch, they'll call their stupid sports radio stations, and they'll complain, but we don't need to be good. And they pretty much went out there and told us that. Yeah. And then the reporters were asking great questions, like, specifically what has happened over the last 3 years where you think that you're doing a good job, and they were basically reading their stock answers to questions that they weren't expecting, and they wouldn't tell you how long they had left on their contracts. They were like, well, how long does Ryan Pace have? And they were like, that's not a part of this press conference right now.
It's such a like secretive, like
it overnight made the Bears embarrassing to football of like, this is how it's a goddamn clown show.
Yeah. I can tell you this much. Here's my point, and what you're saying makes total sense. Your argument about basically they have you fish hooked. You're hooked. But I can tell you, they said the same thing about the Packers. When I lived in Wisconsin in the 80s, I mean, Packer fans bitched about the Green Bay Packers because they were so fucking bad. They were so bad for 2 straight decades. They were like the Cleveland Browns right now, or the Detroit Lions. They were a terrible football team. They sometimes had years where they're 4-12 for 2-3 years in a row. Terrible football team, and they're all like, because we know we're going to sell out every single game at Lambeau, and they know they're going to be able to make money, and they can do that. When it changed was when they hired Holmgren, obviously, that for whatever reason, some GM went in there and just said, we got to change the direction of this. And they totally cleaned house. And then they also got Brett Favre.
And then
Aaron
another
Rodgers.
thing they said is
they got 2 great quarterbacks.
They said, we ask for advice from other NFL owners. Like, we talked to the owners of the Cardinals and the Giants. You know, those fucking bright future NFL franchises. The Cardinals, also, they're in this dumb mindset that they think teams aren't going to, do what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it up. You're smart.
Yeah, draft Mitch. He's the best quarterback. Like, they think that all these NFL owners are still like this.
Have their interests at heart.
They wouldn't steer us in the wrong direction. It's the brotherhood. Like, no, they would absolutely give you the wrong advice. Like, that's a part of you defending your job, is that you take advice from your competitors.
Yeah. I like it. Keith, this is good. You got some good opinions right now, man. It's working for me because you're totally right. Everything you're saying is completely accurate. It's like, how can you look at that? So, yeah, why are they doing it? And they're doing it because, again, they have a number that Ted Phillips hits they have a range. We have to clear $65 million a year, whatever the hell it is. Oh, you're always in that range, 65 to 78. Oh, you got to 66 this year. Oh, you got to 71 the year before that. Oh, you're doing a good job. Yeah, you're right. But that mindset has to change. That only changes when you got to get rid of him. I think Phillips seems to be a problem. I think
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not. They've pretty much said that's not going to happen because they think Ted's doing a phenomenal job, and he doesn't run. He has nothing to do with the daily runnings of the team, but Nagy says he talks to him every day. So you talk to him every day, but he has nothing to do with the team.
I don't know. I mean, it's just, when you don't have a decent quarterback, you're just jacked. There's like 8 good quarterbacks in the league, and that's it, and it's just truly like
Here's where I found hope, is that, not hope, but what kind of didn't piss me off is part of why they said, why do you think Ryan Pace, what about Ryan Pace now makes you confident? Because he's the one who got you into this. He drafted you into this situation.
Yes.
What makes you comfortable with him? How has he learned on the job? They were asking great questions, and they basically, in no specific terms, said, well, he's actually listening to other people now. I guess before he was just running like a bull in a china shop of whatever I want, I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's actually listening to the coaches who actually see the fucking players.
And coach them.
Instead of just drafting players and going, here, make this work.
Here's the thing about it, is that they haven't had a first-round pick in the past 2 drafts,
and that's
right?
even what I think fucked up with Mitch is not that he would have ever been great, but they drafted him and then immediately saw how good the other 2 players that they could have had were. And then instead of telling Nagy, just figure out how to make Mitch good, he was saying, make Mitch them.
You think so?
Make him. Yeah. We need a guy to come in here and make him the number 2 overall. But that's over.
Yeah.
Just make him good.
Here's the thing, and this is not any great insight into organizational theory, but it's a simple concept, but it makes total sense. I wish I would have heard this when I was much younger. Play to your strengths. What does he do well? He does some things well, and I don't like Mitch Trubisky. You know that. I badmouth him all the time. But there are some strengths in him. He can run, and he's a decent athlete. They should have 8 to 10 scripted run plays every game. You can get first downs. If you get 3 more first downs because of that, you win. I can't stand it when Cousins is so rigid that when a play breaks down, I think he has enough athletic ability to actually run for some first downs. He can never do it because he can't make the decision. Play to his strengths. Trubisky is 6'3", 230 pounds. He's big. When he runs around, you're like, this guy's a pretty big. You notice him on the field. He has a stature on the field, I think. Well, then play to that strength. Make him run, get some first downs, and then try to develop a bit of a play action game. But they don't let him pass on the middle of the field. They don't trust him passing on the middle of the field, and that's a problem. That's a problem. You got to pass on the middle of the field on occasion. I mean, he gets 6 yards per attempt, which is just not good enough. You got to.
Well, he's gone. He's not going to be on the team. It's not even.
They're not going to.
Again, you keep going to the play on the field.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the front office.
But this is related. It's an interrelated thing. They are related.
Like that's even with the
It's
even
related.
during this press conference, they kept saying like, "Well, if we improve here." That's not what we're talking about. You have been bad at your job for the last 6 years. Why do you deserve to still have it?
Exactly. I know. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're totally right. It's frustrating because I have comparable feelings. As I've told you before.
Great. You rebounded after a 6-game losing streak.
I know.
The
That's a
reason
good
we
thing.
lost 6 games is because you.
Yeah. And their offense was abysmal during that streak. They got destroyed by the Pack that one game. I mean, didn't they have the Vikings beat them in Soldier Field, and the Vikings were terrible.
Maybe Sven Gulli can cheer me up.
They
What do we
couldn't
got
move the
going on here?
ball.
We got 2 gay guys in a boat.
Rowing the boat. Oh, it's the creature from the Black
Go to
Lagoon.
the small TV. Let's bring this up so people could see what the fuck we got going on up here.
I'm surprised they haven't remade the creature from the Black Lagoon. That seems to be
He's
one
a
of the
boring fucking. You know, you wouldn't be able to make him a race. You can't involve culture in any kind.
Well, couldn't he be like he's just a monster. That's all he is.
They kind of did that with that Lady in the Water movie, or what? Not Lady in the Water, but what was that movie where the chick fell in love with that monster? It won an Academy Award.
Yeah. Well, for the picture, what was it called? Yeah,
the hot ghost or whatever. The fuck.
The hot underwater ghost. Yes,
Yeah.
that one. It was.
That was
Del
Ghost,
Toro
basically.
did that. Yeah, exactly. Ghost was huge. It was a huge movie. Huge movie. I don't mind
Oh,
Ghost.
fuck yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is good.
Oh, and it's 4.5 hours long.
Yeah, this
This
thing
is what the
goes.
fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little World War II nerdery coming up. But anyway, you are correct, Keith. You're correct. I mean, it's
so the Bears. So to pivot out of this, the Bears are an embarrassment.
Yeah.
I'm still a Bears fan, but I've resigned myself to realizing that I'm a fool.
Yeah.
And that everyone who cheers for the Bears are fools. We've been duped.
Yeah.
Into thinking that they care.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
It's just their family business. They don't want to win.
Yeah.
If they do, cool, but they're not trying to. So get that out of your head. As long as you go into your Bear fandom now just realizing that they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. No, exactly.
We win every now and again, fine.
Yeah. It is. I tell you what, if I can just have 2 cents. What you're saying makes total sense in terms of, with the Bears, what they do. And when you have a bad front office, and I know from despising the front office of the Minnesota Vikings for many years, it's just, there are certain things that happen, they're inexcusable. Like, you should have been able to figure this out. And I've always made the point of, the Vikings swung and missed on Tavares Jackson and Christian Ponder, who were both abysmal quarterbacks.
See, now, because I didn't really watch them play ever.
Yeah,
And now I know, like, this is what it was like.
Yeah, they were,
because I thought they were okay, because they were always kind of like in the playoff hunt.
Well, it's because they had Adrian Peterson, who was a phenomenal athlete, and you cannot develop. This is the front off. You don't develop a good play action game with the best running back in football. How can you not do that? How do you swing and miss on 2 quarterbacks? They reached so bad on Blunder. Question Blunder was a complete reach, but then they also.
I love your nicknames. Do you come up with them? Do you have like a book?
No, a lot of them are on the fly. My brother and I will often have competitions where we have certain names. But Question Blunder, they reached for him after the last year of Favre because they tried recapturing the magic of Favre 2 years in a row, and that was just a bad decision too. They got caught up in the emotion of that. I think they are trying to win, but what frustrates me too is they have talented players. They'll have like 3 or 4 very good football players, but the things that are their flaws just automatically sink them. You're only as good as your weakest link, and then when they get that link figured out, then
finger that link out.
When they get that link,
figure a link out.
When they get that link figured out, they then Dalvin Cook is broke his
We
leg.
all know what's on Crow's mind.
It's just they can never get it coordinated, and it just frustrates the shit out of me. And when you have a bad quarterback or mediocre quarterback play, if you have good quarterback play, that masks so many flaws. Some of those Packer teams, that now Rodgers is on a good one. But God, a couple years ago, there were some not very good teams that he just made good because he was fucking Aaron Rodgers. Because he's so good. So
Yeah.
they have a good chance of winning the Super Bowl this year, which is I don't like.
They're probably going to win the Super Bowl, and I don't like that
They have a pretty
either.
good chance of it. Yeah, I think that he's having an MVP year. This is a perfect type of year for him. Crowd's not around. He can just dissect people because he's so good. He was unbelievable. I had him as my fantasy quarterback, and he was great. There's a reason why I almost won back-to-back years. He is it, man. He was amazing. And it's just like appreciate it because he'll be playing for 5 more years. So anyway, it's frustrating. Football's frustrating.
And again, this is this will transition us into the next segment. So even I was telling you, a playlist on Spotify came up. It was The Rock of 1996. Which is a big year for me. That's a big year for me.
Absolutely.
I was 9 years old. I was remembering things had total consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no trauma fucking holding me back.
Unlike the earlier years.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me, I know too. Yeah.
So it was big. The movie awards the MTV Video Music Awards were the shit.
Huge.
Dennis Miller hosted. Kiss fucking reformed.
Yep.
Blues Travelers were humming along. Fucking.
God, I hate.
Fucking. Who's the?
Here's my name for all those bands. My joke. It was
Counting Crows.
It was Hootie Matthews and the Spin Travelers.
There you go.
That's what it was. It was
all the greats
all
rolled
together.
into one. God damn, that would be a fantastic band.
Oh, I couldn't stand.
I'd love to
Blues
see
Traveler.
that every day.
That harmonica.
He can roll, dude. That's like when you make an electric guitar sound like or a harmonica sound like a guitar. Come on,
he's terrible.
Big gun guy.
I'm sure he is. Yeah. So he
huge gun guy.
Yeah, and the Band of Brothers is going to be. Someone has to tell Tom Hanks.
I've never seen all of Band of Brothers
and Steven Spielberg. You guys didn't fight in the Second World War. Do you realize that Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks? You didn't actually fight in it. I just want to let you know.
You know the secrets they have. They have to. They constantly have to make good stuff.
Yeah, the Giamatti. They had a cast in this. These were hot actors, in their time. Good actors,
So speaking of good act, we can transition into the fucking Versace. I was talking about 1996, 97. It was the peak of my life.
Yes.
I watched Andrew Cunanan blow his head off on television. He didn't actually Bud Dwyer himself, but the houseboat was very much on television the whole time.
Absolutely. And he was killing himself on the inside.
Oh, he absolutely was killing himself on the inside. Why is the right channel on my mic lower than the other one? I don't like it.
I wonder, when the person makes the decision to finally kill themselves.
If they kill themselves because they see that the right channel on their mixer is lower than the left channel.
Hey man, it's all good. I think it sounds great.
I know.
Keith.
I'm just trying to be funny about being frustrated. That's what I got to do. Because I can't fix it, obviously. I'm not going to take the mixer apart. Because yours is fine. When you talk, it's green even levels. And when I talk, the left shoots up and this guy stays down. Now, that could be a problem. I could be quieter in the right ear in people. I don't want to be that. People are turning off the podcast now.
Unten Lebensglauben, 99 Luftballons. No, this is a scene. But yeah, Is
that the only German you know? Do you have to put the 99 balloons in there?
9 Luftballons.
99 Zish Luftballons.
That was a huge song.
Because it's great.
So with 96 and 97, here's where I was.
You keep questioning why these songs were good, Crow. Just admit.
That song's a good song.
Come On Eileen is a great song.
Oh, no, it's catchy. It's catchy. I think of being 14 years old.
Catchy, and I do this too. Catchy is what you say when you're ashamed to admit that you like a song.
No.
It's catchy.
No, I just...
Catchy because it's good.
It reminds me of a certain time in my life when I wasn't a particularly happy human being. I think that's the reason why I don't look at that. Hey, listen, I tried to do Come On Eileen on a karaoke night. Difficult song.
So the two best years of my life so far, 96, 97. Yes. The Bears were dog shit during those years.
Yeah.
So the pinnacles of my life have nothing to do with the Chicago Bears.
Exactly. Okay.
If you ask a lot of these fat losers from Wisconsin what the best years of their life were,
oh yeah,
there's a 70% chance they're going to say a year the Packers won the Super Bowl.
Of course. Oh, it was so exciting. Oh, shut up.
I had Dennis Miller keeping me alive.
Wisconsin's such a dead state.
Pre-fucking conservative Dennis Miller.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
good time to be alive.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you remember of that time?
I remember being, because my stepdad used to be a truck driver. He had a period where he was a truck driver, so he wouldn't be home for, which I enjoyed. He wasn't home for long stretches.
Yeah.
And me and my mom were watching TV. She would let us stay up a little later and watch TV. And we were watching TV, and it popped, and they had the whole standoff with Andrew Cunanan.
Yeah.
And I would have been aware of it for the 2 weeks leading up to that. Until he killed Versace, no one gave a fuck about this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was an active hunt, like they were hunting him, but that doesn't matter to people in Cherville, Indiana.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't hear about him until he killed Versace.
Yep. Absolutely. And then the whole Lee Miglin connection, the Chicago
you
connection
mean fucking
to it.
BJ Honeycutt from MASH?
Yeah, played him, and he offed him because he was a old repressed homosexual.
Well, well, obviously, and he was one of the classic murderer. Just anybody that wouldn't be like, oh, you're not cute, and then he'd just kill him.
Oh man,
it's because his weird dad too told him, you're so special, don't let, and he trumped him. Andrew Cunanan is what happens when you don't have the money to just fucking like privately murder a hooker.
Yeah, he
you have to
That's
publicly
dark,
do it.
but funny. I tell you what though, I saw that 2 years ago, right before I moved here, and I thought it was a good build up. I mean, they go to his teenage years a lot, and obviously they were just saying how he was obviously completely mocked, as a young kid in high school, which completely fucked with his head.
Because his dad
too.
made him all weird. This kid was carrying around stuffed animals when he was 9.
Yeah.
How upset would you have been? So in the show, they show that his dad gave him the master bedroom and made his fucking older siblings fucking crammed together in a small room. Bought this kid a car when he was 10, and the older brothers and sisters actually could drive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what a bizarre.
He would have
thing.
never been a killer because I would have killed that kid.
And then he had to go find his father over in the Philippines. Like his old man was a total con man.
Yeah.
Who had totally bilked a bunch of money and literally was running away from the feds.
The dude who played his dad, I think, is one of the Asian people in the third Ninja Turtles movie that gets thrown back in time. He plays one of the Japanese people that can't. He speaks English a little bit.
So yeah, this guy's a known actor. He was in Firefly, So he's a young actor here.
Was that Benvolio? Yeah, that's Benvolio from
absolutely.
from the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet. Let's get a little sound here.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, he's in Firefly.
He's great.
He's the captain in Firefly.
He's king of the nerds right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
Are you sure that they're okay, though?
We're looking for a different private, Ryan. This is just a big foul up.
How do you know? How can you be sure? How do you know?
No, you're lying. And he just blows his head off in front of fucking Tom Hanks.
Like Cunanan. Yeah, here's where I was at that time.
That's what I was like. I was just like, dude, I was a little kid, kind of half watch. I remember people being kind of upset that it ended in a suicide. That like my mom kind of was just like, I hope that they kill him on television. That would be fun.
Oh man, that would be crazy. That's when that stuff started to really kind of happen. We could really video it. I mean, Rodney King was one of the first electrifying moments where video truly changed. Like, oh, everyone can see this. Here's the proof, And
the first Gulf War.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a breakthrough too. Of like, look at what we can do with these amazing weapons.
We
that
put
blew
yellow
people
ribbons
away.
on all our trees.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that. I was in college. when that was going on. I was getting
the ribbons on the trees.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a big time. You got to support the troops. Do you
absolutely.
not?
No, that was very much the indoctrination that was going on. So here's where I was. It was 1997 when that happened, and I actually had come back to Chicago from Los Angeles, and was living in Hyde Park. I was partying pretty hard that summer before I went to grad school, living off of unemployment. So I took a 3-week road trip. I had just bought my Plymouth Fury 3. So I went from the Boundary Waters in Minnesota, and I took a road trip all the way to Maine. So that's a pretty long road trip. And I listened to it on the radio about Cunanan.
Girl, where in Maine was it?
I went.
Portland is a long way from LA.
It was north of Portland, Maine. It was right near the town where LL Bean, Freeport. It's very like New Englandy. There's a very New England feel.
Although anything with the word rugged written on the box was made in New England.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very hardy,
very craggy fucking.
Well, I've said this before. New England in general, you go north
They're
of New York.
craggy people. They're like fucking walking barnacles.
They're also the toughest white people in the country.
Their fucking sports writer's last name is Barnacle.
Shaughnessy?
Mike Barnacle. My name's Mike Barnacle. I was born on the side of a yacht.
I know, yeah.
In fucking
Who was that side?
Kitty Monkpaw or wherever the fuck they vacation. Kitty Bunkport.
They weren't there. No, they were poor. There's some. I'm telling you, toughest whites in the country are in the Northeast. They really are.
The Bostonians.
They're not very warm people. They're not friendly.
Yeah, but that's all phased out. They're all fucking multiracial hipsters now.
Well, in certain areas, but there's still working class whites up there that are rough. Connecticut, rough around the edges. Like you can go to a bar in Connecticut.
Your Black Rock, Connecticut's.
It is. It's you go to Hartford. Hartford is a tough town. It's a tough town. Like, I mean, you can go there and like, there's murders going on. I mean, it's happening.
They're all hypebeasts. They're all hypebeasts with guns. They got their fresh kicks. They're fucking out for blood.
Yeah, exactly.
They're supreme bullets firing out of their supreme guns.
Yep.
Hey, bruv, that the people who came into my work talked like that. Getting back to the British hypebeast that came in and bought salads with no masks.
Yeah. Oh man.
And giant fucking. And then they had British debit cards that the chips weren't working because they were fucking EU fucking dirty terrorist fucking chips.
Because the Brexit had finally happened, so it just wasn't.
Well, no, one card did. So I think it was the bank. It was just some British bank that had nothing to that had no standing in the United States.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the bank?
Yeah.
How dirty is your money that it's not? It doesn't. You can't use it in the great U.S. of A. What is it? Bitcoin?
Well,
you're trying to pay with Bitcoin.
That's why the NRA is filing bankruptcy because the rubles have been turned off. The rubles have been turned off.
If a ruble's not a rock, I'm out.
The Russians, is my point. The Russians have taken the money away from the NRA, or a lot of money away, so they have to file for bankruptcy, which is a part of their plan too. Boy, what a good plan! I mean, they are following through on it pretty well in their conniving way, and they're succeeding on a lot of levels. They really are. I mean, we're a failed state.
Oh,
but anyway,
they toppled us.
Yeah, it's a failed. It's certainly wrong-footed us.
But what I did like about the actual Versace show, what I did like about it that was fresh and different, because I was kind of like, it's going to be good, and there are things you can judge when you know a story so well. You're like, well, I'll look at the acting, how well they simulate. Like, that guy looked like fucking Andrew Cunanan.
Yeah.
Andrew Cunanan.
Absolutely. But
I like how they move backwards. That the show starts with Versace getting murdered, and then it works backwards to where by the second to last episode, you finally clear up, like, the first guy, because the first person he killed was Lee Miglin.
Yeah.
Or no, there was the two dudes, the two boys.
Yeah.
And then he killed Miglin because that's how he gets to Minneapolis.
Yep.
And then the last episode is him as a kid and his dad fucking diddling his peen.
Yep.
And telling him he's perfect.
Yeah.
And that and his dad's an embezzler. He gets a job at Merrill Lynch and embezzles a shitload of money and then goes to another company and steals money from 97-year-old, real late 2000 shit. He was really ahead of the game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, he was a complete con man. He was a con man. He literally, there's a scene where he's running out of the office and the FBI is chasing him.
And
he has to go back to the Philippines.
Do you know what kind of...
So then he was poverty stricken after that. So
I do it in a fun way, but Andrew Cunanan was a liar. As a kid, I remember and not even his lying, but his delusions of grandeur of how he thought he was more successful than he was just because he felt it. And I kind of at times was just like, sometimes I'm like that with comedy, and I should not be that way. Sometimes I'll kind of puff myself up, and I'll think that oh yeah, I'm out here, so I'm doing it. And it's just no, you're not really.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I can do it.
Yeah.
But just because you are out here and you fucking do some open mics, doesn't mean
you're part of anything.
That's that's the sickness of being a performer is. And I've even luckily done enough stuff to where I can say that I am a stand-up. I'm probably a toiling stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
But it's easy to delude yourself into thinking that well, I've done this and that, and but it's no.
Maybe
if you think this is, if you think that's what I was thinking, if I think I'm in a good place now, and look at the fucking manic headspaces I've been in because of stand-up. Like,
Yeah.
imagine the emotional roller coasters you go through when real success is at play.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Trying to manage that. If you haven't had another career, I'm hoping to transfer some of my skills from being in the work environment to entertainment, because it still is a business.
Yeah,
you know?
it just
So
made
I'm
me
hoping.
realize that, like, oh my God, being successful at stuff is really hard.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to delude yourself and tell people that you're good at something, even if you're just okay at it. And then you kind of start believing yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you actually do get in a position where you can showcase yourself, you're just not good enough because you've wasted your time telling yourself that you're good enough.
Yeah.
And then you actually get shot down because you should have just been working hard. Like they tell him the whole movie, like, just work hard and you'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely. He's totally trying to get by on the grift. Like with those guys in San Diego.
Sometimes I do it with this show. I'll think like, well, we just keep putting it out, and like you know, the consistency, people will listen, and then every now and again I'll just be like, no, we just have to do better shows. Yeah, exactly. Like we have to be funny all the time on the podcast, and like you just have to be more concerned about that instead of being like, well, I'll kind of, you know, I'm here, so like just put it up on YouTube and people will come. Like,
you got to be more focused and specific with it. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Or just like how sometimes I'll be like, all right, sick, I bought a good soundboard. Now we'll get 20,000 listeners. Yeah. Well, like you can delude yourself into thinking like, why isn't this working? I've spent thousands of dollars on equipment. Yeah.
Again, delusions and dreams. I sometimes wonder if there's that much of a difference. I think you can sometimes fog that lineup. But you know, don't get too harsh.
That was Andrew Cunanan's battle.
Yeah.
Of like, his father was a fucking liar. Yeah. So he decided to, I think he had a moment where he was like, I could become the most honest person ever. Like this could be a positive thing. Yeah. But he chose to, because he was so embarrassed that his family was a pure fucking garbage fire. Yeah. That he just would lie about everything. Yeah. Just like, no, my dad's rich and he's just in the Philippines and I'm fucking about to study for the bar. Yeah. Like I don't go outrageous like that. Yeah. But there are times where I think I don't have enough urgency behind myself because I think like, well, I'm doing okay.
Well, you know, whatever.
And then you can't live off that. You can't live off the thing of just like, well, you know, I'm alive. You kind of have to have the aspect of failure always gnawing at your ear of just like, nope, you got to move, you got to go, you got to go.
No, it's having to work a career gig. That's very much what that feeling is. It's the next thing. You have to go to the next thing. You have to go to the next thing. And one of the things I liked about certain jobs I've had in my past is if you can savor like, oh, I accomplished something. This is a good thing. It's a confidence builder. But when it's just you have to go into the next thing and the next thing and it's unrelenting, that becomes very tiresome after a while. There's not a lot of joy in that. You know, and I think a lot of people's lives are that because the pressure of just you have to get this done. The deadline is not happening again. Now, there's a discipline that comes with that I think I'm able to apply a bit to performance.
This was peak show Tom business. Sizemore, by the way.
But it is, yeah, absolutely. He was in his junk years. He was a junkie here, I'm sure. But yeah, Sizemore was rolling. This is post Strange Days.
Oh, I was rolling. Is that Jake Busey?
But you're totally right though about it's Pepper. It's Barry Pepper. You're totally right about the Cunanan one. What I liked about it was, again, 1997, I was road tripping, and I remember I was getting gas at a gas station when it actually happened, when he got killed. And I was like, what a crazy... Like, when I noticed everyone kept mispronouncing his name, because he was like too ethnic for like... for certain AM stations, Cunanan, and it was spelt different. It was like spelling Gaddafi or something. They didn't get it all right. Like it was too like, wow, he's foreign, he's Filipino. You know, like that was sort of a.
I just thought he was a white guy. I didn't know he was like foreign.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was a white guy. He just looked like a white nerd named Drew.
I think he did a good job. I thought, what's her face?
The guy
Penelope?
from Glee.
Yeah.
The guy,
absolutely.
Whatever,
yes.
Darren Chris or whatever.
Penelope Cruz was okay as Donatello Versace.
Donatello Versace.
The dude.
Zoni, with you, the Zoni. Because he got the lisp. Zoni.
I hate blonde her, hair. I hate Donatella Versace.
Oh yeah,
her daughter, dude. Allegra Versace, the little girl who inherited most of his money. Yeah. So Donatella's daughter was like Johnny's girl. Like he was like the best uncle, and she fucking lost her mind when he died.
Yeah.
She wouldn't speak. She went catatonic, and she basically inherited 70% of his. She's worth $800 million.
Yeah, he's worth a ton of money.
He left 70% of it to her. 20 went to Donatella, and 10 to Ricky Martin's character, I think.
Yeah.
And it was because I guess they hated each other. Donatella and Johnny didn't get along.
Yeah.
But Allegra just lost her mind, and they basically said that she is a non-functioning adult. That she's rarely seen. She's never had a job. She probably is just and she's so skinny. Poor girl. Poor Cunanan's mom, too.
Yeah.
Got fucked over by the dad. Then Andrew became a psychopath.
Yeah. No kidding. I know,
the other children got pushed away because Andrew got treated so fucking well over them.
What a bizarre family dynamic.
Again, I was telling Elise, I looked over and I was like, this poor woman. And then I just go, dude, men really are trash, huh?
Well, some men are. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. These the capacity to lie. Here's the thing about you said with your lie. I mean, you would be lying if you said you've never lied. Of course, I've lied before, but I don't tend to lie that much. I have a hard time with it. I don't feel comfortable lying. At the same time, I'm much better at withholding than I used to be. I was just an open book, an open wound when I was younger, so you just get hurt all the time, so you don't reveal as much. But that was, anyway, with Cunanan, I liked the miniseries. I binge watched all of it. I think the guy who played Versace looked exactly like him.
He really did.
I mean,
I didn't know Johnny Versace dying was the first I ever even fucking heard of him.
Oh, he was... I mean, he was definitely I'm not a fashion person, so I find that whole world so superficial. I wish I would be a little bit more aware of it. I have a little more taste in wearing these shorts right now.
Yeah, you look like you're fucking Steve Irwin on his off day.
with my short pants, my short
Timberwolves shirt, even though you don't fuck with the Minnesota Timberwolves at all. You're a Bullets fan.
Yeah, exactly. And they are the Bullets. But I'm at the end of closing.
They should just go back to being the Bullets.
They don't want the connotation of violence. But can't
even
do
now,
that.
At the time, it was because Washington, D.C. was the murder capital of the world. So it seemed off-putting. Yeah. But now it's just because people hate guns. The NRA filed for bankruptcy, by the way.
I know. We mentioned exactly because, again, the rubles have quit flowing. The Russians are not paying as much money.
They're withholding the rocks.
How cynical of a move is that? But yet how shrewd. Shrewd.
That's a very smart thing you just said to me. And I don't know how cynical nor shrewd it is because aside from the statement, I don't grasp the concept of withholding rubles. That's where I wish I was smarter.
What it is.
Like I get of saying like this has this impact, but when someone's like, can you imagine being that cynical? And I'm just like, I can't.
No, they're using as the levers of power. They're using their money and their financing in an organization that they know they can somehow.
That's why we got to get Bitcoin cooking, and we'll fucking just
it'll all be solved with Bitcoin.
We'll get all this fiat currency.
Yeah,
I say that as Alex Jones in my head. If I don't just say fiat currency, I say fiat currency.
God, what an awful.
Every now and again, you got to check in and see what he's saying, though.
Yeah, no, I have. I've watched.
You got to know what the bar is.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't just say the gay frog thing because he's gone above gay frog. That's not the bar anymore. Gay frog was the bar, but he's way beyond the frog. He's fine with the frogs being gay. He's accepted it.
That frogs can change their gender?
His daughter's a gay frog.
Is that...
Now he's upset that the gay frogs in the movies can't be played by non-gay frogs.
So
the globalists,
aka the chosen people.
I love the globalists.
Thinly veiled.
We have friends. Leah Berman is,
of course,
a great globalist.
Absolutely, the globalist. They're talking about that's like such classic, like Jew baiting. It's so bizarre. It's what Stalin was doing. He called them the rootless cosmopolitans. Yeah, the Jews in the Soviet Union, rootless cosmopolitans. It's like, God, you just. I mean,
Harlem Globetrotters, we all know. We all know what that is.
Exactly.
Traveling around playing basketball, we know what it represents.
Yes, of course. I know. Start a rumor. Maybe the rumor will become hey, there's a blood drinking pedophile Kabbalah. I tell you what, the lying and the lies have been gigantic, and they have doubled down on them. It's like pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, if you're gonna lie, I mean that's a true Hitlerian.
You don't think it's ironic that the globalist trotters always beat the Washington generals? I mean, it's all their people. It's all their people.
Did you ever see the Globetrotters?
No, they were not a thing because the NBA was good when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I feel like in the 70s, the NBA was hot garbage outside of the Lakers. And they were just like, we need a team that people could watch. Like, we need a team that makes you feel like going to Walmart.
I love watching 70s NBA.
I hated the Globetrotters as a kid. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought I would watch it. It was always on ESPN at like 2 p.m. on Saturdays. It was just throwaway television.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad being like, this was the shit as a kid. And I remember being like, how awful was the entertainment?
Oh, I loved
that you were stuck watching. And then they made a cartoon where a guy would pull a phone booth out of his afro.
Absolutely. I used to watch that. I was, because it was entertainment.
And it was like this, like the black, hey, blood. What's up, daddy? You got Richard Belzer walking.
No, I saw them once. Hey, listen, they're fun.
No, it's pretty entertaining. It's good. It's like wrestling.
It's not good.
I didn't know it was fixed. I thought it was just I thought they were just that good and they played against bad teams. And then my dad was like, "No, it's like scripted.
Yeah,
they like know what the score is going to be at the end of the game."
And they have like that shiny pail. They always throw confetti on someone. You think it's a pail of water.
He goes, they always play the Generals.
Yeah,
because I remember as a kid, I'd be like, "Well, what league are they in? What is the deal with this?"
But by the way, Wilt Chamberlain, when he graduated from Kansas, if he did graduate, when he left Kansas, he played with the Globetrotters. He didn't go to the NBA. Because the Globetrotters, in his eyes, they were bigger. They would play in Europe and stuff.
See,
in the
that's
50s.
That's a
Isn't
statement.
that amazing?
The NBA should have been not allowed to exist. The second a player chooses the Harlem Globetrotters over a professional league, that's when you should be like, the league shouldn't exist.
Well, I mean,
much like when your general manager doesn't draft well for 6 years, you shouldn't be like, well, let's give him another run.
And your team president has been to the playoffs 5 times in 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah, that's not good. It should be like, honestly,
half of that.
Yeah, it should be like maybe 8 is acceptable, and it should be like 10 or 11. And you should have like 3 runs in the playoffs sprinkled in there.
I mean,
you got to win a couple playoff games.
Fine, don't fire him. But don't say he's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Just kick me in my dick.
It is. I know. Yeah, don't insult
and
my
Bear
intelligence.
fandom's different too, because and I was thinking about this too, and we'll move on. We're rolling into the second half here anyway. We can just fucking put a bow on this whole fucking hour.
It's great. It's fun.
I didn't go to Bear games when I was even in the 90s. Football was kind of an out of touch expenditure for my family.
Well,
we were
it
not.
Wasn't
we
cheap.
were going. We were that level of poor. Going to an NFL game was just not in the cards.
Yeah.
I went to one Bear game, and I went with my stepdad. It was kind of the one moment where I was like, dude, he took me to a Bear game. Like, this is not cheap. Cade McNown had the best game of his career.
Who'd they beat?
The Lions, 26-10.
Oh, yeah, that's a good, because they're going to win that game.
Marty Robinson or whatever the fucking was their big fucking wide receiver.
Oh yeah, was it not? Who was it?
Not Marty Booker, but it was
Marcus
Robinson. He caught 100 passes in the season, and everybody was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, and then was Curtis Enos still a running back for them?
No, he was gone
Cedric
by then.
Benson. Maybe?
They had the A Train.
Oh, Anthony Thomas.
Anthony Thomas.
He was actually okay. He was an okay running back, but he was such a classic Bear Big Ten running back, like fucking lumbering around a 4.7 40.
Suey back out there.
Oh, I'm lumbering through. You know who was a good running back that you don't remember was Neil Anderson. Actually, after Walter Payton.
He played for like 8 years.
Yeah, and because he followed Payton, people
really
were like,
just
he's not
a
that
dumb
good.
Floridian up there with Devin Hester is one of the most not educated sounding people. Could have been a genius, but
yeah,
if he had to communicate it to you,
yeah,
it was not going to happen.
Devin Hester is an athletic genius without a doubt, an electrifying return guy.
He was phenomenal.
Electrifying, absolutely. But they also depended on crap like that. They had that old school mentality like, it's going to be cold in November and December because they still don't believe in global warming. It's going to be cold in November and December, so you win with special teams and defense. Yeah, you also win with good quarterback play. The Green Bay Packers have proven that for 30 years. I detest them because they're not cool people. They're not good people.
But I was going to say my fandom isn't.
Sorry.
A lot of people are upset because they're like, I spend money on this team. I don't. Every now and again, I'll buy a hat. Like, I've never been a Bears merch guy.
Yeah.
It's truly is. And that's where I even feel more because it's fine if you're giving up because you spend money and you're like, they're wasting my dollar. Fine.
Yeah.
Like that's a reason.
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot.
Yeah. Yep.
I just like the team. So I'm a dumb fuck.
Oh God, dude. Fans, you have to pick. You got to stick with your team thick and thin. Because if you don't do that, you have no integrity in my eyes. You have to stick with your team through thick and thin. But I will bitch, and I have to assess them by a championship standard. And the Vikings are that once every 10 years. And so they have 3 more decades before I die. At the top. So 3 more times before I die where they have a chance of winning a Super Bowl. And it's probably not going to happen, which is very depressing to me. I've invested a lot of emotional energy into my team. I want to just care one time. They've had some teams that authentically had a chance of going and winning. At least 2 or 3 of those teams. And it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what is going to happen, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
And then we're going to fucking be back here in a minute and we're going to watch Major fucking League 3. I'm so excited for this.
I am too, actually. I've never seen it.
Be here on the other end of a break.
Eczema or atopic
I'm desperate.
dermatitis. He's got 24 hours to convince the one girl he loves that he's honest, faithful, and fully committed.
Do you love me?
You make me want to vomit.
Are you going to think that of me for the rest of our lives?
It's gonna be a long night. A night in the life of Jimmy Reardon. From 20th Century Fox. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent. Starts Friday, February 26th at theaters everywhere. River Phoenix is Jimmy Reardon.
I'm desperate.
He's got 24 hours to convince the one girl he loves that he's honest, faithful, and fully committed.
Do you love me?
You make me want to vomit.
It's a step.
It's gonna be a long night. A night in the life of Jimmy Reardon.
I think you two make the neatest couple.
From 20th Century Fox. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Chuck Yeager here. Old soldiers never die, but neglected batteries do. That's why I feel better with a Delco battery under the hood. Sealed tight and maintenance free, with plenty of startup power to handle cold winter nights.
Delco batteries and deep cycling Delco Voyager batteries. Land or sea, they're maintenance free. And now get up to $5 rebate on all Delco batteries. See your AC Delco retailer for details.
Well, hello, Larry.
All right. Hello, Larry. That came in hot. We're back. We threw on Major League Back to the Minors. This is a goddamn classic.
Major League
This
3.
is Jaws 4 level classic.
I'm
like
looking
all-time
forward to
bad sequel. This has to be on the level of like the best bad sequels.
I'm looking forward to seeing the cast. I have no idea who's in this cast.
Well, Scott Bakula. I've told you that.
Back to the Minors. Wah, 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 wah.
It's just, you're getting for it when you got the stock guitar music.
Corbin Burnson was still getting a check. He didn't care. Dennis Haysbert, he's still getting a check too. I love it. I love the people who are still riding the wave for 3 films. Oh, man. I don't know who that is.
That's, I think, the dude with the marbles, the Asian guy from the second one.
Oh.
Is this the don't tell me no lies and keep your hands to yourself?
We're gonna play in a theater in Topeka, Kansas. So it's
look, he's causing some hijinks. He's doing like little baseball cheats.
All right, that's it. Name wise, that's it. Oh, Ted McGinley's in this. Okay, yep. I know that is. Okay, I know that
Kenneth
is.
Johnson. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I have.
Hey. Hey, nothing.
Because he's cheating.
Tom Brady.
He's back. Tom Barry, is that his name? Tom DeFilippo. That sounds like a YouTuber.
That's Corbin Burnson. Corbin Burnson was scraping the bottom, boy. He was like, I gotta still maintain.
Corbin Burnson is the dentist. You ever seen The Dentist?
No. Is that like
where he's this guy who, he's a dentist, but he like mutilates his patients.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's like a classic '90s horror trope. You had Maniac Cop, the dentist, a lot of people that would mutilate people.
Yeah. That was their thing, Again, I think it's all in the shadow of Silence of the Lambs. That's how powerful Silence
mutilating
of the Lambs
people.
Was. Well, no, just the whole like serial murderer sort of and some mutilation going on.
I love how that's where we go as Americans. We discover that there are serial killers that eat people, and we're like, let's put that in movies. Let's make this this is good entertainment.
Because it's such a gross reveal of a culture.
There would have been a Jack the Ripper vaudeville play immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been scribed by I was going to say
Judd
Ellery
Apatow.
Quinn. No, it would be scribed by Oscar Wilde. He would have scribed that all witty, and
Mark
a
Twain.
Jack the Ripper.
Mark
fucking
Twain wrote a play about the Ripper.
No, it would have been Oscar Wilde. Yeah, man. So John Warren. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Writing and directing.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
We can bang out a couple of these stories we got left. So
Sure.
Screech has cancer.
Wow, I know. That was,
He's such an asshole, though. I don't know how much sympathy he's going to get. I think but not only is he battling a losing fight with cancer, but he's battling a losing battle with sympathy here.
Yeah,
we don't care, Dustin.
Well, what did he do again? That was so. I know he was in.
Well, he's just a piece of shit. He had a porno. He put out like a sex tape, but he didn't do it the right way. He didn't do it the right way, where it gets leaked authentically. Like he fucking hired a crew and was like, "Let me do a fuck tape for you."
God, that whole thing. Does the sex tape still happen?
Not in the Kim Kardashian way. I mean, you can go on. There's probably a website called sextapes.com where they throw you $50 for uploading something.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, I don't think it's that.
It's not a thing that it used to be, right?
Yeah.
It's it's fallen out of favor. I wonder why. I wonder why that's happened. I always thought that was kind of tawdry and cheap.
People just got them on their phones, dude. You know how many times I've been at work and someone's like, "Here, let me show you this," and then they open their pictures and they're like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to see that."
Or like their naked girlfriend or something.
Yeah,
or,
they just got or even this one girl, Monica, that used to work at my job.
Yeah,
she just flipped out her phone to show me this GIF, and it was just like a whole roll of nudes. Like I saw them from the square, like I couldn't see detail, but like the second she opened her camera app, the whole first block was just like, well, those are clearly your tits. And then she was just like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to see those. Delete them."
Yeah. Get rid of.
It's at the front. Archive those boys.
Exactly. But no, you're not thinking that way, are you? No, it's just that blah. So who's the love interest here? She looked kind of cute in the middle there.
I don't know, but she looks like she's probably in Northern Exposure.
Janine Turner, 5 years off of Stallone's cliffhanger. She tried making the leap. She tried making the leap. I guess she's nuts.
Kicking around the minor leagues. Hell, my ass has gone flat from sitting on hard benches and riding bad buses. I ain't so sure I'm interested.
She's the love interest.
More of the
I'm
same.
looking.
But this is something that
Calm
you know.
down.
It's something you can
No, I'm sorry. I mean,
I'm joking, Crow.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I haven't been serious this whole time.
Because
Look,
I have no idea who
thanks.
she is. This is a
Anyway,
I can tell it's not a good movie.
Come the end of the season, I'm quitting. Cold turkey. Hey, I know how to take no for an answer, but maybe
she's so low down in the fucking
in the chain.
If I can, I'd like you to take.
Unless she has a man's name.
She's had no lines.
Pure hitter.
They just showed her face.
I don't think she comes in play.
Why don't the three of us? Why don't we go down and we could watch the kid play?
I don't know how much of a love interest there is.
Isn't there supposed to? Well, is Burnson the owner of the team or something? Or is he still trying to play?
No. So Ted McGinley is get back to the big team.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wants to get back to the big. Okay.
Is that who I think it is?
He's the owner of the Twins, I think. I think he bought out Burnson or something. And he's just fucking, he's a hot shot. Look at him. Eyeballing, being all Chevy Chase out there.
Like checking out women's asses as they walk by. What's he most known for? Oh, well, he was in Revenge of the Nerds, right? He was in
and
Revenge of the
Married
Nerds.
with Children.
Jesus
He
Christ.
took over for Steve and Married with Children.
This is 14 years after Revenge of the Nerds, and he was still like a face, right? Wasn't he in Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, but do you not remember Married with Children?
I didn't watch Married with Children. I never watched it. I thought it was a lowbrow show when I was 22.
It was a great show.
23.
Oh, don't be one of those guys,
I know, I thought
Crow.
that, but no, I watched episodes. There's some funny
It
lines
was
in it.
lowbrow.
No, there's some funny moments in it. There are funny moments in it. I'll admit it. There are.
It's a good show.
But I just, I don't know. For some reason, I just did not get into that. I was in college, man. I was thinking about so much other crap at that time. I was getting out of television, man. I wasn't watching it, I was making a statement. That's what I was doing. like we are making a statement watching a Major League 3. This is a masterpiece. You can tell this is someone's high water.
Well, we got to get back to Screech's cancer.
So yeah, so what cancer? We
you don't know what type.
That.
We haven't. He won't say what type.
So how long has he got?
They won't say. He just has stage 4 cancer. I'll read the whole thing. This is why I think he knows that no one gives a shit, because they're being very just
general or something.
General.
Yeah.
Like I think they know that they don't want any meme fuel. The more details we release about this, the more people are gonna meme.
Wow. Having to manage that. Having to manage that as part of media now. It's wow. It's different, you know.
Saved by the Bell star Luce, Dustin Diamond has received a stage 4 cancer diagnosis.
Ugh, I'm sure that's always a fun call. That's a fun call to receive, I'm sure. As a human being, oh yeah, you've got stage 4 cancer. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Thank you for that one.
Stage 4 cancer diagnosis. Entertainment Weekly, Diamond is currently undergoing treatment, but he's not rich. He doesn't have Mario Lopez money. He's not going to survive.
Absolutely. Oh no, you're right, dude. This guy's in it. The guy's in all those Tarantino movies.
Walt Goggins.
Yeah, exactly.
He ended up being a great actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally good.
He's the best player on the team.
A pure swing, and I'm a natural. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I like what you're saying, though, man. It makes sense. You know?
All right, good game. Why don't you get in the shower? I want my star player catching a cold.
Yes, sir.
Catching a cold? How is that? It's perfectly sunny out there. It doesn't make sense to me.
Gus Cantrell. 6'1", 185 pounds, throws right, bats right.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had triples your rookie car when I was in grade school.
Uh-oh. He's the aging
star. No. I traded him off for one player to be named at a later date.
Uh-oh.
Kidding.
Is that tension? That tension is like
you didn't
being
see
established.
Did you sense respect from that slam?
I thought maybe he was like going to try. Well, he's setting me up. He was setting him up, you know.
I got
They're just setting up that he's the mouthy player who doesn't think that like he's just those players that they're just like I'm in the minors as like a stop through, not actually a minor league player.
Oh man, yeah, doing that as a job.
What, kissing hands?
No, I went to a few Class A games in Madison, the Madison Muskies, you know. Anyway.
So Dustin Diamond's going to be in the hospital for a while. That just says a while in quotes.
Oof,
He's undergoing chemo, so there will be at least another week, and then we'll figure out when he gets to come home. By next week, we'll have a much better understanding of the severity of his condition and what treatments we will need so that he's comfortable. I think that's end of life shit right there.
Yeah. That's actually, when you say comfortable, it's like, hospice has been called. You know, by the way, and I'm waiting, for me, will be a very great days when Rush Limbaugh finally succumbs, because he's a despicable human being that is a cog in this whole right-wing system that currently tried to overthrow the government. And he is a part of that. He's part of the feedback loop that created this entire mass of people. You know, it's pretty bizarre. It's pretty amazing.
Crow's in second half mode when he starts talking like that.
Well, I want to not. I feel like I blast the mic out sometimes.
No, Crow, believe me, whatever is blasting, it's your headphones. Just tell me to turn your headphones down.
Okay. Yeah, maybe down a little bit, man. We'll see about that. See how it works. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's good. It's good. I like it.
So don't ever worry about that.
She's having interest in him, right? So she's that
knows,
90. That hairstyle that would have been dated in 98. That would have been a dated hairstyle in 98. That was more like a hairstyle of, I think, the early mid 90s. This is
like the curled up.
Yeah, that kind of long curl. Jennifer Aniston changed the look very much so. The whole framing of your face with those bangs, that Romulan hair kind of.
I could manage a baseball team.
Aniston was the hip look. Gen X women, women my age who have like 3 kids and live in the suburbs, they still rock the Jennifer Aniston like it's a hip
what?
hairstyle.
I'll say this for this movie. They do a good job at extending the idea. The whole point of this movie is that he's about to leave baseball, and they make him the manager of a minor league team, and that like reinvigorates him into the game. Like he's about to leave baseball.
Yeah, but he's still gonna like get his passion going.
You got this. He's about to manage the Buzz, dude. I always watch this movie because the new baseball games they got the create a player like the MLB The Show.
Yeah.
And I always watch this because you have to be in the minors for a long time.
Yeah. Well, is that Dennett?
No, that's not Dennis Haysbert.
No, okay, it's not.
They get him to play.
Of course, because he was the guy who was the voodoo guy
That's
in the
Kenny
first one.
Johnson. No, it's not. It's Tom Barry.
Okay.
What else has he been in?
I feel like I've seen him somewhere, but I don't know where exactly. Where
At least you don't think he's like a famous black guy.
Hey, isn't that Sidney Poitier? I think it's Sidney Poitier. No. Initially, I thought it was Willie Randolph. I thought Willie Randolph was having a cameo in Major League 3. Former Yankee second baseman, former Oakland A second baseman, Willie Randolph. I remember when the A's got him in '90.
Ooh,
because they were gonna win the World Series.
He appeared in television. He's in Home Depot ads, Sears ads, and UPS ads.
Yeah.
He's had voice acting roles in The Incredible Hulk and The Wild Thornberrys, but that might be the '94 animated series. And then described the actor as best known as playing Detective Will Jeffries on Cold Case. That's a good gig to get one of those cop procedurals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He was on West Wing for 2 episodes, The Practice for 2 episodes.
So he's bounced around a little bit. He's done some stuff, So is this the Barry Zito? He's doing Tai Chi. Isn't he just weird? It's so weird that he does this Eastern European stuff. No, sorry, Eastern European. This East Asian stuff. The Eastern European, the Polish who invented who invented yoga, right? Is that, He's so weird. He's like Barry Zito.
Didn't that fucking guy who rapes women invent yoga?
I don't know. I think that's a meditation guy, which is supposed to be the highest form of yoga. I think But this guy. He's this weird modern athlete.
So that guy was in Congo, Apollo 13. He was probably just one of the. He probably was a token black guy in so many big movies. Look at this role, dude. So he's got Congo, Apollo 13, Space Jam, Steel, Air Force One, this movie, Fast and the Furious, Too Fast and the Furious. He's Sheriff Hooper in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a good 10 to 12 film run. That's a run. Good for you. Right there. Bravo, man. Seriously, that to me is actually talent. Being able to be that person, he can still walk down the street and be kind of somewhat noticed and probably still gets a residual check every once in a while. First of the month, he's probably pulling in, I don't know, 18 grand. First of the month.
This guy's like spacey, like not stoned, but stoned, because it's PG-13, so you can't show him get. Yeah. Oh, and then they got the dumb lispy catcher from the second one. The guy who talks like this.
So
kind of like the Dauber of the show.
I like how.
Do we remember Dauber?
What was Dauber in?
Dubinsky from Coach.
Oh yeah.
The guy who talks like this from Coach.
Yeah, exactly. Those sports movie tropes.
Yeah.
So I mean, so many. This movie is, it's trying. I give it credit.
Dude, again, this is a favorite. If you just look past, it's not going to be good. Like you got to take that out of the equation, fucking immediately.
I want to hear what this catcher says.
I thought you were with San Diego.
I was with San Diego. A little control problem came creeping back behind me.
Trouble making the throw to second.
Yeah, second. And, first.
This is
third
like,
little.
This is like the comedic actors of this time in Hollywood.
Well, and it's just
trying
the
to get
breakthrough.
their break.
He's meeting his kooky players. Why are they in the minors?
Yep, exactly. They have all got they've got quirks and idiosyncrasies, and that's going to sustain it. Which I could see this being an idea. This guy, this was made, this was funded. They're still riding it.
I love that. That's your criticism. This was made. This was funded.
but just the idea of
they got clearance for a minor league baseball team
because it's not a good movie. But it still gets done. Which I have to give it some level of. I got to give it credit. It made it through. And I could see why it would make it through. This is like filmed in like I don't know. Oh my God!
Look at how. Oh yeah, Euchre. Euchre was the key. They couldn't get the movie made unless they had Bob Euchre.
Absolutely. Well, Euchre's funny. He was always great with the Brewers, man. Dude, he's been doing Brewer games broadcasting for like 40 years.
Oh, and he's the king of the dump button. He always has to dump out and fucking because he's
swear
always
and stuff,
talking about people's titties and shit like that.
And it's just this constant.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a hero in Milwaukee. He is a hero. They don't have much in Milwaukee, but they got Bob Euchre. But what else does Milwaukee have? You know,
the Miller plant. They're renaming the ballpark. It's not Miller Park. It's going to be like the Great Midwestern Ballpark or something like that.
Oh, you see, they got integrity. I'm sure the moron. You know something? I tell you what.
I think it might be American Family Field.
You know,
American Family Insurance.
Yep. That's a Madison company. I mean, that's a Fortune 500 company.
Is it?
So the naming rights, they sold naming rights.
They couldn't get Target. It's usually Target.
Well, Target's in Minneapolis too, so they probably wouldn't do that there.
So it's Miller and American Family are the only two industries in fucking Milwaukee.
There are actually 10 Fortune 500 companies in Wisconsin, Keith, just to let you know.
I said, what about
Northwest Mutual being one of them, insurance company, and Manpower, a temp agency. They do temp work for the entire country. They manage it out of Milwaukee. Then they also have Harley Davidson. It's a Fortune 500 company. Miller is not there anymore. It's in Chicago. Miller Coors is.
Like I was saying.
But American Family is in Wisconsin.
This shines how little people care of Screech from Saved by the Bell.
There's just the comments. It's just a very generic
just very
article.
Vague. I think they're on board. I think they know that, like, they're just like, look, most people will be slightly concerned. So let's not add fuel to this fire if we start speculating on where it is, especially if he's got cancer of places like the anus. Anywhere up there.
No. What I think, and maybe this is where my mind goes. I hope I'm wrong. I'm often wrong. I think he might be on death's door too. It might be close. It might be like in the next, within the next month he goes. Which is pretty crazy. You're 44 years old.
Yeah. Could be a Trebek type situation.
Yeah, but Trebek was in his 80s. So you have to. You see, this is you doing those gags. I mean, he was Mr. Belvedere.
He's here to highlight how like buffoonish they are.
Hey, wait a second.
Oh! Uh-oh.
What are they? Is this prom or a baseball game?
The brothers Lopez are going.
Oh yeah, they can't. They're like twins. They're either twins or brothers, but they fight all the time. They're the fighting baseball players.
Oh, so and they're actually probably twins in real life, I imagine. Exactly. So it's like twin comedy, like that.
It's Benny the Jet Rodriguez from fucking Sandlot.
So all Juan Lopez is concerned, get the heave.
He's a hot Latin. That's what it is. He's a hot-tempered Latin.
He's fired.
Exactly.
Do you want to break down, we've been on a sports run. We can knock out Chuck Norris at the Capitol Hill mob.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
But he wasn't there. This was a better story when I thought it was actually Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was a guy that looks like Chuck Norris. The mop hair is kind of perfect, but it wasn't him. So a guy basically took a picture, and leave it to a Trump supporter to think he actually met Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And actually caring, being excited about that, posting about that.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? I probably
You didn't meet Norris, though. Because Chuck Norris's people immediately had to get on it and be like, he's not here. He's at his home in fucking northern Montana, wherever the fuck he is.
Yeah, exactly. On his ranch.
Yeah.
He's a ranch guy.
Oh, absolutely. He's a ranch guy.
Absolutely.
Trying to feel where the side of this.
A lot of ball players own ranches. Jack Morris owns a ranch.
It's a good investment, I feel like. How do you make money off a ranch? You get people to like pay for.
Well, I guess it depends.
Hunt?
I think it depends upon like what you maybe grow there. If you actually farm a little bit there.
This is what the show Yellowstone's about. We need to be watching the show Yellowstone.
Do you board horses? You can keep livestock there for other people. Like we used to board horses. We had an 8-acre farm from the age of 5 to 8. My job when I was 7 years old was to clean chicken shit off of eggs. We would get 100 Rhode Island Reds and sell the eggs every week to my father and his coworkers. That was our little job. We would board horses. We had 25 horses that were there. You got a 500-acre lot. You could probably have like 100 horses there if you really want to manage them. Some people love that. Southerners seem to love that a lot. Like their essence of success again is like, ooh, I'm going to own a ranch that has a bucolic view and it's 400 acres and there's a pond to go fish in and I can just do Southern things and have my land.
Do Southern things that aren't.
Cousin sex
and
no, it's segregating. It is the essence of segregation. If I just had my own land and 500 acres, I'd be totally fine. Like Jesus, really? That's a lot of land for one human being to have.
You keep your mule. I want the 30 acres.
Straight enough.
Got a young Kenan Thompson here. You thought it was Kenan Thompson. Let's be honest.
No. This is the guy we were talking about before.
Yeah. Pops. They call him Pops.
On the field, and I think you're my man.
He basically turns him.
What do you say? You want to give first base a shot?
He makes him the coach.
Sure.
He said I need a coach on the field.
Yeah.
I think he starts out the catcher, And he says like, "Oh, you're gonna carry whatever." So he makes him a first baseman.
So
you got this psychopath. This is the guy who can't fucking hold his control.
Yeah, exactly.
He's skateboarding. He's hacky sacking outside
because he's some like OCD kid.
Yeah,
you know?
And then you got this guy, who I think, oh no, he plays for the Rock Cats, but they're all mingling. Oh yeah, this guy doesn't look like a baseball player, but he is. I think they nicknamed him Einstein
or something. TJ
like that.
Jagodowski?
Is that an old Chicago comic?
Yeah, well, he's a guy in those Sonic commercials with Pete Gross, for 17 years.
Oh, like TJ and Dave.
Yeah, TJ. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, Dave Pasquazi. They made a career out of that. God, I was such a. I should. You should.
Those are good commercials. You can't hate on
those.
those.
Oh no! I have total respect for Pete Gross doing that. I mean, he's a
well,
close
don't they?
friend of
Didn't
mine.
he have a big improv show that TJ and Dave?
Oh, absolutely. Dave Pasquazi and TJ Jagodowski. They were legends in Chicago.
Dave's not in the Sonic commercials though, right?
No, it's Pete Gross in the Sonic commercials. They had a run for 17 years, man. A 17-year run.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, now it's different interracial families that are sitting in the car.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. It's just a different, black dad, Asian daughter.
Is what?
Gay son, just sitting in a car talking about Sonic food.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Those
Exactly.
Are the new spokespeople
Oh,
now.
interesting. Yeah, they changed it. Isn't that interesting? We've made a choice. We've gone a different direction. But you know something? Pete Gross had a run. He had a run with that boy. I mean, that's like what you fantasize about. You can do something like that. He made millions of dollars off of that.
That's how you got to do
and
it.
He deserves it because he works his ass off and he's smart. He's smart. His notes have been
Jansen Daggett.
They've been
I think
they've
is
been
that
to the
chick's name.
point. Oh yeah.
She was in Jason Takes Manhattan. We've watched that on this.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. We have Jason. God, the horror movie Entree. Okay. Yeah, this is the good player, right?
Yeah.
The guy. Yeah, he was like a totally good actor.
Run him over, get him in the scoring.
Oh, and I think he ends up on the Buzz because he was on the Rock Cats at first.
Yeah.
And he's like pissed that he's playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, again, he's like, I'm just waiting to go to the majors. I'm Chris Bryant, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Working his way up. We filmed this in a park in the valley.
100%. This is in Reseda.
Yes.
This is Reseda Public Park.
It was cheap and the lighting was good. That's where the industry ended up here, man. They had great lighting. That's the reason why. Makes sense. He's the guy. I mean, come on. Even minor league baseball looks better than this. It really does.
This still hypes me up, dude. There ain't nothing. I went to an Albuquerque Dukes game as a kid, and it was just a blast.
Oh! Minor league baseball is fun. Absolutely,
I saw
agree.
Raul Mondesi play. I think they had Paul Canerico at that point.
Well, that was the Dodger system. The Dodger system was Albuquerque. That was always the affiliate. That's Tommy Lasorda died, and he actually was the manager of the Albuquerque team before he became the manager of the
when they had
Dodgers.
yellow ass uniforms. They looked like a bunch of arrowheads found in the dirt.
Oh, they interesting. Yeah, they've been. Literally, Albuquerque's had a team for like 50 years.
They're
been
like
a
the
AAA
Isotopes
team.
now, or something like
exactly.
that. They're not
the Isotopes
Dukes anymore.
Well, it makes me think of Springfield. Like the nuclear power plant is like the identity. The Isotopes. Yeah, and they've been a minor league team, for 50 years. I think since the 60s, for a long time. Minor league. I was such a bad baseball player.
No, that's not the point.
Oh, he's mad at him because he told him to bunt and he got a game-winning double.
Oh yeah.
I make that decision.
See,
this isn't about one guy doing what he wants to do.
Even if that one guy wins a ball game?
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
if that one guy wins a ball game.
I always hate that trope. I'm just like
I don't like that either.
Yeah,
that play the right way bullshit.
Yeah, no, here's the way you do
Again, you talk about playing the right way when you've had a 6-game losing streak during a season, and then you kind of come out of it, but you only do it because you play against bad teams, and then you get fucking rolled by 2 of the good teams. But then you're like, no, but we play the right way.
God,
we're gonna play the right way, and we have a great group, and we have camaraderie. Go fuck yourself, George McCaffrey.
It's also like, here's what you do. You let your talent play. You let them do what they do because you're going to win because of them. So if the book tells you to do this, no, this guy can swing the bat well. He's going to make solid contact. Something good's going to happen. You let him swing away, It's just, that whole trope is bullshit. I was talking about that on the golf course today. The whole we're going to break you down and build you up. It's like, has that ever worked? Has that ever worked on anyone? No. You just break someone down, and then they just doubt themselves.
Well, and then they end up knowing how good they are,
you.
and they're like, I'm going to force a trade, and then I'll go be an all-star somewhere.
But
they end up Eli Manning their way out because he didn't want to play in San Diego, which is a beautiful city.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. He didn't want to play there. I want to go to New York. So I want to go big time. That's also because I think the Chargers have bad ownership. They've had bad ownership for a while.
Well, they don't have a team anymore.
Well, yeah, they moved up here.
L.A.
This is the guy who's like Barry Zito. He's like, ooh, he's so unconventional. Look at what is he a ballet dancer or is he a baseball player?
Well, he's helping Pop,
you know,
taking a little bit of them pounds off.
You know,
see, this is his mission. He's got to figure out to make how to the personalities gel, man. And you know, goddamn well, they're doing a worst to first type of scenario.
Of course, that's going to be the theme. That's all it is. Right? I never saw Major League 2.
Do you want me to tell you? Well, we're going to get there, maybe. They have to play the Minnesota Twins at the end of this.
How does that happen? Was it some exhibition?
It's a bet. They have a bet. Like
between
Dracula
owners?
basically says, my fucking boys that are playing all together can beat your team of superstars. It's basically the thing of like, can fucking David versus Goliath? Can the machine beat the fucking highly rated stars?
The talent, yeah, yes, no. As a matter of fact, it can't because they're talented. They can hit a baseball better than your team can. They can throw it harder and better. They have better breaking stuff than your team.
They take better steroids.
They will never. Although I can tell you, there was at one time.
These are roided up junkies. This is 1998 for Christ's sake.
The Detroit Tigers were so bad in 1996. Back to that year. They were
Great
so
year.
bad.
Again, nothing based in sports. How good were the A's? Terrible, right?
They were middle of the road. It was the first year after La
fucking
Russa.
Ruben Sierra out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was La Russa had already left. He left in 95, so it was a new regime. The ball was juiced that year, so they had 6 guys. They still have Mark McGwire. They had 6 guys who had 20 home runs or more. You know, Ernie Young was a center fielder. Terry Steinbeck had 34 home runs. He never had more than like 18 in a season in his entire career. He had 34 home runs that year, but they weren't good. The Tigers were so bad, they lost to their AAA affiliate. The Toledo Mudhens beat the Major League team in an exhibition game 14-0. The Major League team got beat by the AAA team. That's how bad the Tigers were. I think they lost it was like 118 games that year. They were like truly a bad baseball team. You know?
Oh yeah, that was right before they hired fucking Leyland.
Yeah, because
they set the goddamn record.
They
and
bottomed
then they traded for fucking Maglio Ordonez.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was. I remember getting. I didn't understand why the White Sox ever traded him. I thought he was a pretty good player.
Because he was going to end up wanting money. This was before the White Sox were fucking opening up them purses. Reinsdorf was just so in the Bulls.
Yeah, exactly. His attention was divided.
They're about to get embarrassed here. Look
Here
at
you
him.
go.
He threw the ball. That's a big thing for
This
him.
is going to happen to the Bowie. Oh, there we go.
They've won 3 games in a row.
They're on the bus.
They're gelling. Although it's the minors, so it doesn't really matter.
The Sporting News was still a fucking paper.
Do you remember the Sporting News TV show, the Sports Writers, where they would have all the fucking
Bert Sugar. Yeah.
They'd have their fucking report cards in their fucking hat.
Yeah, exactly. And like smoking cigars and shit.
Yeah.
Like old sport. Yeah, I remember that show.
Their fucking press cards and their derbies.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Here's Serrano. So
by the way,
they get the Japanese guy back from part 2. The You Have No Marbles guy. He comes back. He's a pirate.
This is his job.
Yeah, he's got a goddamn.
That's a funny idea. He's a miniature. He manages a miniature golf course. It's kind of funny.
Did your part to beautify America.
I do. So we're gonna go over the.
By the way, that is not the same. Dennis Hasbury, whatever his character. That is not the same. What he was in the first major league. It's just a different this is an African daishiki he's wearing.
Oh,
and he was like a Caribbean guy before.
Religion. He's a different religion at this point.
It's quite racist.
You got to put him in some kind of you get away with it in 1998.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're surprised there's not a goddamn bone through his nose.
Yeah, making it that obvious.
So we're gonna go through the 7 types of shitty NFL coaches. This will probably take us through the fucking.
I love it.
It's a very sportsy show today, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, we're connecting on that level. Maybe the NFL playoffs are on.
Hey, like I said earlier, as long as you talk into a semi-expensive microphone, people will listen.
If you do it, if you make it compelling,
you just do it enough.
You're doing well, Keith.
So this was
You're focusing well. Seriously,
this was a piece in the Defector Credit to 670 The Score to bring this to my attention. So I'm not going to go too. I'm going to try and avoid the takes they went in on it.
So
they brought it up because this guy in the first paragraph brings up Mike Ditka as an example of a blowhard.
Again, so what are the 7 archetypes?
I will read a quote about how bad he says Mike Ditka was. And this is what, and the Bears still have this mentality.
Yeah.
This is still a mentality of why I hate the front office of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
So he goes, yes, the Saints let Ditka be GM for those years. Here we go.
I can't believe they did that.
Because he says Adam Gase is not as bad a head coach as people say he is. The head coach of the Jets, people are saying right now he might be like the worst coach in the NFL.
Yeah, that could be some New York hype.
Yeah. So he goes, why does the mic, hold on. The level keeps bouncing around on me.
So yeah, you sound good to me.
No, I know. This is all minutia shit. I'm talking about millimeters of loudness here.
No, but you got a good point there. Yeah, we have these 7 archetype coaches.
Yeah, but let me read this about Ditka. He goes, Saints era Mike Ditka. He goes, was end stage college football head coach bad. He had no brain and still doesn't. He thought strategy was for pussies. He thought his charisma would get him by when he had none to speak of. He did no actual work.
The fact that they gave him the kitchen, they thought they were getting like Parcells. We're getting Ditka's like Parcells.
He said,
you know?
Saints era Ditka was the worst head coach he had ever seen.
Yeah, he coached. Yeah, he was pretty bad. They were a bad team. They were a bad team, man. Yeah, the game had passed him by, man. It was over, man.
So the first one is blowhard,
which is what he was. Exactly.
Loud, promises to be physical, which is a quality that literally every NFL team possesses. Hailed as a disciplinarian, which means that his players despise him. If that reminds you of Greg Williams, the Gase fired a couple of weeks back, your instincts would be correct. Then they have fake guru. Young or at least young-ish, flourished under a good head coach. That's fake guru could be anyone under an Andy Reid coaching tree, or
or Belichick,
or Holmgren,
or
Gruden. I think has a little bit of a tree underneath him because isn't John Harbaugh a Gruden guy?
No, I think Harbaugh is actually a Reid guy. He was,
and Sean Payton's got himself a little tree. There's like Saints. I mean, Ryan Pace, the Bears guy, is a fucking Saints.
Payton was under Ditka, but he was also under Parcells. Is where he actually, I think. I think he played for the Bears actually in the late 80s. Sean Payton did. I think he was a replacement Bear.
Yeah, he was absolutely a replacement player with like fucking Steve Fisher.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Fake guru would be your Mark Trestman. Did fucking the Vikings ever have a fake guru?
I think they were thinking they were getting a good coach when they hired Brad Childress, because he was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, but he was not the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Andy Reid was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, not Brad Childress. And they got him. They won in spite of him when they had Favre. I mean, Favre just was the coach. He was notorious. Childress would put a play in, and he would just change it all the time. He'd change plays. He's like, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. And he was so successful that you couldn't argue with him.
Here we go. I think here's the bet.
Press coverage. My
Like
center
he knew,
fielder is
you know?
threatening to quit because he wants to become a male model. Yeah, my shortstop and my second baseman are.
Oh, so he's the GM of the Twins?
Yes.
Corbin Burnson is?
Yeah. Well, no, he might have bought them. He owns them.
Yeah, because he was like, he had
Baseball
money.
is a primary concern for how many?
He's drinking a scotch. Oh, they have their bet?
14. Maybe.
14 what? People?
I don't know. But the team is bad.
Yeah. And they're playing in the Metrodome, which is such a bad baseball stadium. God, it was a bad baseball
They probably
stadium.
got one shot to stand on the field.
I saw
I
many
think this
games
is the
there.
last time they're in the Hump Dome.
Oh, I saw so many games in the Metrodome growing up as a teenager, early teens, and depressing memories because the Twins were a complete thorn in the side of the A's back then. They won 2 World Series in '87 and '91.
When they had Harmon Killebrew?
No, it wasn't that old. Jeez, it was Kirby Puckett. I remember Rod Carew. Playing for the Twins.
He swung the bat like Harmon Killebrew. Rod Carew held the bat like someone from the 1820s.
It was very loose in his hand. Charlie Lau theory of hitting.
Why is that?
I have no memories of Harmon.
Here we go.
It's every man for himself. Nobody's playing for the team.
Well, that's right. We got a few bad eggs who are spoiling it for everyone else.
Well, you see, when you have major talent
Big
you get major personalities.
Maybe you got too much talent and not enough team.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This game is about 9 guys working as one. They don't have to be the best 9 guys who ever lived. They just gotta work together.
You need one. You need one of the best that ever lived.
Yeah, and you need 2 or 3 very talented players in
Guys
there
working
too.
together as one.
You can get like the Joe Creedys of the world.
Talking
could
about Jack
contribute.
McKeon and shit. That type of rah shit.
McKeon was a good manager for the Marlins. You know, he was good.
Yeah, those cocksuckers beat the fucking Cubs.
Absolutely.
You don't got to tell me about the goddamn Florida Marlins.
When I was a kid, and when I was 9 years old, McKeon was a manager of the A's. That's the first manager I remember was Jack McKeon. How crazy is that? An old baseball guy who just hung around the game for a long time, then got his moment of glory.
I think the issue for me with this movie is that none of them look like baseball people.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like actors.
Like that looks like the guy from Married with Children.
Yeah, the casting in this, it's just like, it's basically, okay, these actors want to work. They want to make a little bit of money. We can get some financing. Let's do this.
Also, the poor girl has, I think, spoken 4 times.
I think that was her line. Waiter. Yeah, you don't believe the romance. There was Renee Russo in the first one.
She's looked longingly at Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
Who you could tell had just cut his mullet off this year.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just getting Enterprise.
Exactly.
Or what the fuck? No, that was fucking Roy Scheider in Enterprise, wasn't it?
No, you're thinking of that submarine movie. It was like in the early 90s. He had a submarine, I don't know, it was called like Underworld.
Sequest?
Sequest. That's what it was, exactly. It was trying to be like Star Trek underwater.
Jonathan Brandis was in that?
Failed miserably.
They're Wesley Crusher. He ended up hanging himself and shit.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, he was friends with fucking Tatiana Ali from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They just banged down, dude. Look.
Wow.
Gus Cantrell, and the next thing I know, you're rolling.
Look, he
across
fucked the words out of her.
Picking and biting.
Yeah, she.
Invite him.
Oh boy, I don't know about her
Besides,
career.
it wasn't my fault.
He goes to the gym. He's going to the gym 4 days a week. You know?
She was in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Exactly.
Have you ever had a lady put on a silk robe after sex?
No, I can say that for definitively. No,
I never have either.
I've seen.
And if she did, I would be like, "What are you, 47?"
One thing that is sexy
Come
to
on
me,
and hit me.
Post-sex, when a woman puts on one of your T-shirts, I like that. I think that's kind of cool.
It's so much so you think. I feel like you have it laid out just in the corner of her eye, hoping.
Hey, look at this T-shirt.
You pull out and just roll over, and you're just like.
There's a woman who did that.
Got a lot of T-shirts.
She was just a go-to that I was having sex with, and she did that. I should have known she was the one at that moment. That was the one that got away. She just went into without even asking and put a T-shirt on. I was
She's
like,
in silk,
she's cool.
Perfect
she's
PJs,
cool.
and he is in a wrinkled pair of fucking Hanes boxers. This was when boxers were new.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Like he was probably seen as a slob that adds to his slobbish character.
No, boxers. Okay. I got into boxers in college.
On my way.
I had tighty whities into my teen years. I didn't like them.
I got boxer briefs later because I was getting chub rub with boxers. When you're a fat guy and you walk, your thighs rub, and you end up with creamy, fucking smelly, fucking ball thighs.
You have to clean up. You have to clean out.
And you get boxer briefs, and it just eliminates it.
Yep. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Behind you all the way.
But I feel like a child. I feel like a 4-year-old when I'm wearing fucking tighty whities.
Well, you
might as well wear like pantaloons or with the pictures on it.
Oh, you mean Garanimals?
Yeah.
Remember Garanimals? Hey, you're gonna match a.
They were called underoos.
Underoos.
What they were called.
Yeah, underoos. I remember when someone wore underoos, that was a sign that you were not a cool kid. We had underoos on when I was 10 years old. I can say this definitively. I never wore underoos. So for that reason, I'm actually somewhat cool.
Yeah.
I'm not cool, but I'm somewhat cool.
Because you never wore underoos.
I never wore underoos.
I wore underoos. And I'm very cool.
Ooh,
I was
Keith.
4.
Yeah, but even I didn't wear those.
No, you have underwears. I had Darkwing Duck. I think there was 101 Dalmatians were on a pair. You know they sell adult underoos?
Oh, well, no, that's God, what is this country? It's consumerism and their identity, and it's part of their ego. And I want to hold on.
I was thinking this today.
I'm 23.
I was thinking this today, and this has to do with, I think, a lot of coddling that's gone on because you see it in fields of like work where people like something so much and they feel so much like with comedy, people like There are people in comedy that it makes them feel good, and watching comedy made them feel good, and it took them away from they were bullied, and they watched Arrested Development, and it fucking made me feel worthy.
Yeah.
And then they feel like because it makes me feel so good, I want to do it. But then I think they feel like that their love of it should count towards like their standing in it.
It's like, no, you have to be funny.
You have to be really good at it.
You have to put good jokes together. You have to have a decent personality.
And I just think across the board, we live in a society where if someone really loves something, you're kind of forced to like, well, just kind of dumb the system down so they'll be good. Because you don't want to hurt them. They love this.
Yeah, well, too bad. Getting your heart ripped out is a rite of passage of existing. Getting your heart
not even
ripped
with
out,
your heart ripped out. I just think across the board in all fields of profession. You have people that enter fields because like not with the prospect that they could be good at it. They take on daunting tasks because it makes them feel good, and they're a fan of it. And I just think that like you need more of a realization of just like, well, maybe.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I think there's some truth in that.
Like I love podcasting, and I'll always do it, but there will be a time eventually where I'll probably have to get a better job. And you could still do a podcast.
No, of course. Wait, what do you think I'm doing?
This guy.
It's on the minds of people. They wish to pay him respect because they know him to be a superior man.
Oh,
Does
man.
anyone besides
It looks like
Carlos
fucking Louis Guzman.
Who is that, man? Yeah.
Carlos
Who's this guy? Had no
Or
career.
is it a one-man congregation?
So he's one of the he's like the only good player on the Twins.
Thou shalt not make fun of Carlos.
He's Ricky Henderson.
They do a lot. They do like it's also the Latin thing.
He's got a barcode tattooed on the back of his neck. Holy shit.
I think I know who that guy is in the middle.
So we're going to go through. We got stern conservative dinosaur is an NFL head coach.
Oh, so who's that archetype?
Must always establish the run. Never goes for it on fourth down.
That's like Chuck Knox.
Prefers field goals to touchdowns. Relies on strong defense, which is never forthcoming. Beams with pride whenever his quarterback is described as a game manager. And then you have forgettable bureaucrat.
So who's that? Who's the dinosaur?
That's you can throw Ditka into that. You like your 70s coaches, Chuck Noll.
Yeah. Well, Chuck Noll, they had an offense at the end of his career, but they were all defense early on. Chuck
Raymond
Knox,
Berry.
Chuck Knox was a ground Chuck. So they used to call him Ground Chuck. The Rams won their division 5 years in a row.
Jimmy Johnson.
No,
He's
Jimmy
probably
Johnson,
one of those guys.
No, Jimmy Johnson was a.
He was like an offensive guru.
No, he wasn't a guru.
Look they get to play on the turf.
What he knew to do, he knew how to make talent play well. He got the max out of talent. Like he was also one of these guys. Jimmy Johnson, like, yeah. I treat my talented players differently. You want to know why? Because they're talented. So you got to treat them all the same. No, you don't treat them all the same. You treat them differently. They're different personalities. God, this stadium was such a disaster.
So they're basically going to watch the fucking team play. We're going to fast forward a little bit here because we got about 15 minutes left here.
Yeah, Minneapolis, they'd dole out for, was that Red Auerbach? They'd dole out some money. Like, come on in, Major League 3. We'll let you film a movie in Minneapolis. We got something to offer,
Oh, so this is the game they're playing.
Oh, God. Old men. Just, with their arms folded, just old men.
They drew a little bit of a crowd, though. I wonder how much those actors made, if that was really surly old people who had to watch the game.
Oh, those extras. They were extras.
Yeah, well...
It's the first one was in a county stadium. Where was the second one? What stadium were they in the second one?
Baltimore.
They were in Baltimore.
Yep.
So Minnesota rolled it out on this one. Because Minnesota was Angels in the outfield,
they filmed
too.
some parts in Comiskey for part 2 for Major League 2.
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that stat. A lot of Sox fans will pull that out on you.
Those Midwest teams were like, hell, we'll make a little money, make a little side money doing this. Why not do this, We'll have them use our stadium. Yeah, these are all extras. They're making like $65.
Well, and I love how they frame these shots because that's like exactly the amount of people that
are
have.
there. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
And then they might have superimposed them into those seats back there.
The whole I think they're actually there.
That
stadium is a terrible stadium.
Well, it was a football stadium.
Yeah, it was made for football. The owner was Calvin Griffith, was notoriously cheap. He put no money into that stadium when they made it. It was all made for football, and for football, it was I don't want to say it was a disaster. They had a home field advantage,
So
The
here we
Vikings had a
go.
home field advantage
This is
there.
the last one, and then
Just
we can
'cause of the
probably finish
sound.
it up on the movie here.
Sure.
Failed CEO, organized, meticulous, hardworking, and diplomatic. Always says the right things. Asserts himself as the voice of the entire organization, with no one else allowed to talk to the media. Dom Capers is what I'm getting at. Dom Capers was a consummate professional who served as an inaugural head coach of not one but two expansion franchises. He too has a worse career winning percentage than Gase. This whole article was a list of coaches who aren't as bad as Adam or who are
Gase
worse
is
than
better
Adam
than
Gase.
Yeah, Gase is better than them. Yeah. And they're Scott Linehan was like, he's like the technocrat. He was a Viking offensive coordinator. He was terrible for
I
the
wonder what
Rams.
Wanstead would be. He would probably be failed guru.
Yeah, because he was
But he was a
name.
defensive guru.
Yeah.
He was like the Dallas Cowboys guy. This is why the Cowboys are so good, because Wani's got their D line.
I remember Wani was a follow up for Ditka. He's so dumb. Whenever you see him on the Big Ten Network, his points, he loses his train of thought all the time. You know, and he's got
Look,
the
they
stupid.
scored.
I got a Western PA voice, and here's
Is that Frank Stallone, the manager?
Yeah, it might be actually. It's someone. Is it Stanley Tucci?
No, gay actor Stanley Tucci.
Known gay actor with 6 children, Stanley Tucci.
Did you see that bit they just did, Crow?
Yeah, he threw the ball
off the wall and it went back at his face.
Yep, exactly.
Because he's a dumb idiot.
I think that manager might have been in Moneyball. I think he was played Grady Fuson, one of the old school,
Look at
talent scouts.
that's good pro wrestler shit. He's selling the injury.
Absolutely.
That was completely fake. Did you see that fucking green screen?
I mean, you realize that was product placement that was Northwest Airlines, which was a Minneapolis company. They were still around then, Northwest Airlines.
Yeah, they probably got a
didn't get
little
taken
money.
over by
They're not
United.
outrageous about that.
Exactly. Well, Minneapolis is a business town, man. There's a bunch of Fortune 500 companies up there. They got a lot of money up there. People don't realize that, but Minneapolis has got some cash.
This guy, the rosin bag, is a hacky sack for this guy.
You know. Oh, he's the Barry Zito. Whenever Zito will play like an all-star game, they'd be like, here's Zito's warm-up routine. And they play like weird sitar music. Like, look he does this odd-looking stretch, this California athlete. It's like, yeah, it's because he wants to have a limber body. He's contorting it in a bizarre way. You know, he's going to
We'll close this out on This Week in TV History.
Of course.
How about that?
Yes, I like that. That's a good one. But yeah, this is that stadium is a bad baseball stadium. I saw many a game there, and many a bad game. I bet you I saw the A's lose there 2/3 of the time. They'd win one game and lose 2 all the time. I remember in '90 they won a game that Dave Stewart pitched a 4-hitter. He was borderline unhittable.
I love that one. That's always my favorite when, instead of just saying shutout, they have to add other depth to it. So they'll be like, he threw a 6.5 hitter over fucking 9 in. Like,
he scattered.
Well, just say he was good.
You know,
you don't have to.
But 4 hitters. Do you know how many 1-hitters Nolan Ryan threw?
Like 47.
It was like
probably.
37. Yeah, and he threw like 52 2-hitters. It's like he had. I mean, guys could not hit him. His fastball was just. It was devastating. It was an explosive pitch.
All right, so we're starting at the 11th. We're going to work our way forward quick. 74, ABC airs the final episode of Love American Style.
Oh, Love American
What was
Style.
that show about? That's a show where I only really know the title of.
That was a. It was supposed to be like modern. It was like a Sex and the City of the early 70s. It was like modern dating and romance, and it was like
modern family, like a modern family.
It was deemed kind of a hip show. Like it was about singles. It's a very, you know what it is? It's a very first half baby boomer show. Like if you were born in 1948, you watched Love American Style, and it was kind of hip.
I don't know this.
You know?
You might. 1990, actor Joseph Cotton undergoes vocal cancer operation.
I have no idea who that is.
He was 84.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bang through.
This day in history.
Once they get to the births, I'm out. I don't care who was born.
Yeah, you want to hear about like the debut of a show, or
Yeah.
or the cancellation of a show, or
going to the 12 here.
Yep.
Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Anything in 49, it's just usually some minstrel shit that airs.
yeah. Someone got a television set in Cuyahoga
1966,
Falls.
this week, the Joker, the Cesar Romero Joker debuted. 1967, NBC premieres the colorized remake of Dragnet.
Wow.
Which was, I guess, that still had the same cast. Didn't it still have Potter and fucking Joe Friday?
And Joe for Jack Webb. Absolutely.
68, nighttime version of Hollywood Squares premieres on NBC. They really tried to milk that cow. That was actually a big old-timey ploy that they would do, is they would always try and do
Yeah, that's Grady Fuson from the movie with Brad Pitt.
They tried to do a nighttime or a daytime Tonight Show, like back in the day. Like that was a big TV trope. If something was successful, instead of just like leaving it alone, they would just be like, "Well, let's just do a daytime version of this." I mean, they let Letterman do that. Did like a daytime comedy show.
Well, that was his first show. It wasn't at night. He didn't get good until it got at night. I remember watching his morning show, but you could tell something was missing on it. And when he went to the night after Carson, he was the Conan of my generation. Letterman was great in the 80s.
All in the Family is famous for having firsts in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
First, to call people like to be overly racist and it be acceptable.
Oh yeah,
we all love All in the Family,
of course.
All in the Family premieres on CBS this week, 1971. Features the first toilet flush on television.
Yeah, exactly. There's like toilet humor.
But like they're talking literally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was toilet humor. No, it was the first one. Listen, that show was revolutionary.
But was the toilet flush to signify toilet humor?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like, because, I got to go to the bathroom, Edith. And he goes up to the bathroom and like flushes the toilet. And it was always at a key point in the conversation.
Like, oh, he just took a shit.
Yeah, exactly. It would be like his exclamation point to like,
now get up there and get your chest over that table there, Edith.
But yeah, or like Edith would be making some statement and that would be the exclamation point. Like, this Nixon, I might go, it would be like flushing the toilet and the audience ate it up like candy. They loved it. That show got 30 million viewers a week. 30 fucking million. That's a lot. That's a lot of people tuning in,
Shit ain't dick happen on the 13th. It's a dead day in fucking show business.
There's no business. Yeah, this is the minor league team bonding, we're going to a cheap little dive bar.
Oh, that's why it happened. They do like another game.
Yeah, it's a
we'll
best
fast
of three.
Forward to that.
Look at yeah, this is like a club in Minneapolis. Got kind of a hip nightlife, but it ain't as cool as Chicago. It's just not as cool.
Well, yeah, it's not as big as a city.
Yeah,
I mean, and the winter's a little harsher.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some hipness to it. It's not a totally lame city at all. Got some good live music venues, but it's just not as cool as Chicago. I just want to let you all know that. It's very proud of itself. When you go to like Twins games in the Metrodome, they would have an advertisement for the state of Minnesota. Here's what it would say: "We like it here." That's what it said. We like it here. What does that mean? We, those of us in the know, those of us, Keith, we like it here in Minnesota. You have to convince yourself when you live in extreme conditions.
There were like a few movies that were there. So for a while, you had
Prince,
the Mighty Ducks were here.
Yeah. I mean, Prince is obviously he's obviously a megastar that came out of Minneapolis. St.
Shonda
Paul.
Rhimes was born this week. That's a big birthday. We wouldn't have Grey's Anatomy without her. Actually, she makes every show now. She's like the Chuck Lorre of today.
When was she born? How old is she?
I don't want to go back.
I picked up a woman who was getting off her security guard shift.
That's such a 40-year-old woman thing to want to know. Is how old somebody is. How old is she? You're trying to compare her success versus yours.
No,
I'm kidding.
No. I picked this woman up at Prospect Studios. They filmed Grey's Anatomy and General Hospital.
1970. She was born in 1970.
Okay, so she's my age. You're younger than me. Yeah, again, at Prospect Studios, they filmed Grey's Anatomy and General Hospital. They filmed General Hospital there, which is that show has been on since I think
soap operas are never going to die.
Yeah, absolutely not. They're
never going to die.
Genre.
They're like the news. It's like the Meet the Press.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drama.
Absolutely.
Because you can just remorph characters. You don't have to do shit. You can just kill people off, bring them back to life as a new actress. And just be like, she got face removal surgery.
By the way, no one cheers this way. This is when nerds who don't know sports.
Well, if your local Buzz were playing the Minnesota Twins, you wouldn't be buzzing about that?
They don't cheer that way. It's not one person. It doesn't look that way. It looks very contrived. People cheer in different ways.
And they'd also be very tense, like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Very just questioning everything.
Everyone doesn't cheer in the same way. They only cheer that way when they've truly won the World Series. It's like, no, you cheer in different ways. As you know, Keith, I like to go to a visiting park and cheer loudly for the visiting team.
This week, the Today Show premiered in 1952.
Trait of an asshole, I might add.
1952, the Today Show premiered.
Wow.
1991, Barbara DeAngelis show premieres on CBS.
Barbara DeAngelo?
DeAngelis.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the woman who was in
No.
Who was dating Al Pacino.
1976, The Bionic
Beverly
Woman
D'Angelo.
debuts.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that and being into it. Like, I mean, because I thought Lindsay Wagner was cute. Like, Lindsay Wagner was pretty. I was like, wow. And she was a bionic woman. Like, whoa, it's different from Bionic Man.
And it's like the $6 million man. It was like
Exactly.
woman, $6 million man.
Yeah, absolutely. Lindsay Wagner, who was she was in The Paper Chase with Timothy Bottoms, not to be confused with Thomas Bottoms, but Timothy Bottoms.
The next year, 1977. What do you think premiered?
Early in the year, Roots. Roots was on. That was a miniseries in the early 77.
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island did. Yeah, I was a huge.
That was your
fan
show?
of, yes.
That was like the pocket of the age they were trying to get. Like, you were right up their alley, I feel like.
I mean, that show was...
Look
that
at
was Aaron
Euchre
Spelling.
doesn't even want to watch.
That was Aaron Spelling at his height. Aaron Spelling was like... That's when he hit his stride. He had a string of hits.
Dynasty? Did he hit Dynasty in the 70s?
He did Charlie's Angels. He did Fantasy Island. He did the Mod Squad. I think he did Dynasty a little later, but he had another show in the late 70s that was huge too on ABC that I think he did Vegas with Robert Urich playing Dan Tana. So he had another one too that was huge.
1958, the New York Yankees announced that 140 MLB games will be televised on WPIX. The season deal is worth over $1 million.
What year was that?
1958.
Wow. Yeah, they sent an individual contract. It's like, the Yankees weren't
75
stupid.
Space Mountain opens. Good.
Oh, I remember when first time I did Space Mountain. This is part of the
So that was a big cultural deal.
Oh, absolutely. I went to Disney World. I was 7 years old, 1976.
So, but do you remember Space Mountain opening?
Oh, yeah.
So Walt Goggins and old Bakula are like,
locking horns?
they're boys now. No, they're like friends now.
Well, what was the
I think
breakthrough?
he's
What was the breakthrough?
They're just fucking chums, They fucking drank a beer. It's just
Look at how small he
do you know
is.
what the impetus was? 40 minutes of a movie is what made them friends. And he's probably gonna lay down a bunt now.
You know something? Skip's got it right. I'm gonna lay down a bunt in this situation.
40 minutes of a movie. That's all that.
Never
happened.
mind that I will get to the majors slower. I had a buddy who was a minor league baseball player. He said, "You sell your soul in a hurry." Like he was a sidearm left.
I was even
pitcher.
thinking about that before we were like. It seems because you make like league minimum type money.
Oh, you make nothing. You make nothing.
If you're telling someone who is a minimum wage fucking dishwasher, they make more money than that. It's the reason it's nothing is because you have to live like a professional baseball player. It's not like you fucking make. You make like $80,000 to $100,000 a year.
As a AAA player, you might. As a single A player, you make maybe.
But you're living in hotel
$30,000-$40,000.
rooms. It would be different if it was your home club and you got a nice house in the town that you're playing in.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. Look at that.
This buddy of mine he played for a Class A team in West Virginia, and they had a house next to a nurses' college. So all these guys would get laid by these nurses.
What an anticlimactic end.
I know.
He just cleared the bases. They just beat the Minnesota Twins.
On their...
Got some children jumping in there.
Good
I don't think
job.
they've ever revealed what city they're in. It's just the AAA team for the Twins.
AAA guys probably make...
I could look it up right now.
I'm going to say they make about $85,000 a year, maybe. It could be less. I'm going to say about $85,000 a year. Single A team. I mean, you also get a stipend. Like in AAA, you probably get a stipend of like, your salary and like $75 a day to live on, to get like restaurant meals or pay for a hotel room. You know what I mean? Like you get a stipend also. You get that in single A, but I think in single A you probably make, I don't know, $1,500 a month maybe. You don't make a lot of money, man. I guarantee you don't.
Let's
1,500
see.
is low.
Oh,
but-
I looked up AAA and it had the company, like the insurance company.
Oh yeah, AAA salaries.
I got it here.
God, he's just look at him. He's just
AAA players stand to earn the most, going from a $502 minimum weekly pay to a $700. So they're basically making $500 to $700 a week.
Oh, that's nothing.
It's like a minimum wage job.
That's like what I do with Lyft.
But if someone told you right now, if you were to make the same amount of money, but you could play baseball, Would you do it?
Well,
oh, look,
of course.
he's
Yeah,
offering
if you're able to do it and you like doing it, play baseball.
I'd play with
Do
no
what you do.
fingers. If
You know, these guys are so spoiled.
even
they
though
make
the
so much
diabetes,
money.
even though the diabetes is about to take my foot, I'd still go out there and perform admirably.
That's a total Chicago adjective. Admirably, absolutely. It's such a Chicago adjective. You know, that's what I do. You know, it's like one time I think I told you this. I was listening to a Packer game on the radio.
He wants to still train. He says he turned down a job as a Major League Baseball manager and said, "I want to teach the boys." That's knowing what you are. That's knowing what you are. That's like knowing that you're not good enough to draft good players.
You go to the majors because you're going to get paid major league money if you do that. Yes, the pressure is intense, but you take it. You got an ego.
And look, he's going to marry this fucking mute fucking broad.
Oh, that's her fourth line.
Yep. She said 9 words the whole fucking movie.
I know. She had literally no character development whatsoever.
So that was
I wasn't invested in it at all in her.
That was the episode. Did we have fun?
There were some good moments in there. But you're right, though. The whole, it's an I was listening to the half of a Packers game. It was a Packer game. And some guy came on the radio. This is right when the Badgers had won the Rose Bowl, their first Rose Bowl. And this guy was so Wisconsin out. He's like, I think it would be a nice gesture if the Packers would invite her.
Yeah.
If they would invite the Badgers to the halftime of a Packers game and give them an award, not the entire team, just 5 or 10 of the players and the coaches. Like he was like calling up like that was just, I think it would be a nice gesture. The word gesture, I think it would be a nice gesture, right? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh,
it's just the wind down music. It does not here to hype you up. So yeah, this is.
I always get my last wind at the end. I want to get a few more thoughts.
No, that's why I added this song.
Exactly.
You got 20 seconds to get your wind down.
I can't stand because it reminds me of something. This song. When I first started binge watching Next Generation, WKRP was on before, and I used to hate hearing this song.
Yeah, well,
I was like, "Ooh, look at they're like rocking out, like yes, Johnny Fever, we're at a radio station, aren't we really cool? It's 1979, and we're at a radio station. We have a lot of drug humor." It was like Johnny Fever was always having hangovers and stuff.
Well,
Tim Reed.
That's the show, guys.
It's good.
Was good.
Oh, it was memorable.
I could let you go. At the end, you always will be like, I'm done. And then I end the show and you're just like, you're going.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, I don't care.
It's a fun time.
Follow us on
Thanks
social
for
media.
listening.
He's Insecure Comic. I am Keith Paesel. We love you. Follow the channel. Do all the things you're supposed to do. We love you.
Absolutely. Look at this cast.
Ain't no love tonight in this city, and here I thought